welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another edition here of the WardiTV Monday number 47, your weekly dose of WardiTV action. I'm of course ShoWTimE VIP. With me, I'm joined by these amazing players, by the ByuN chat, and by my plushies as well. Welcome one and all, as we are jumping into our first series of the broadcast. Exclamation mark B in the chat. Oh, hold on. Bam. Beautiful. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves. The bracket is live, the bracket is stacked, and we are jumping into our first series of the broadcast. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of ley lines, we have the Australian Zerg player, we have the pink Zerg, it is Ragnar. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the German Protoss player, we have the red Protoss. For Sentinels, it is ShoWTimE. Here we go. And again, if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our initial best of three. The week has begun. And again, it's just been a very intense week already here. The non-stop thermal broadcasts have been brutal. let me tell you, Pappy, let me tell you. The 2v2 circuit has, they end like at around 6-7 a.m. in the morning. And again, it's been intense. It's been an intense schedule here, but we have a bit of a rough moment here for Ragnar. Oh god, no, it's not worth it. It's not worth it, Ragnar. It's not worth it. He doesn't kill the probe. He's losing so much mining time. Oh god. Rough start here, taking the natural, going hatch gas pool, but again does pull a bunch of boys, and a really shaky start here for our Zerg player. Behind this, do see ShoWTimE, of course, sitting up on the low ground, going for his own gate expanded to side, of course, standard opener here to ShoWTimE, and Ragnar is trying to settle in, but has already had a pretty shaky start. Even here, wasting DPS attacking the probe, again, it's not fully worth it here to waste that time to try to focus on that worker instead of just microing against the mineral walking here and the probe itself. So again, quite a bit of damage done already. We have Lings on the way here to help deal with this, I suppose. That's a big investment into Lings. That's going to be 8 Lings here for Ragnar. That's a lot of Zerglings here, where something you can achieve with just 4. So again, this is just more damage being done. Behind this, ShoWTimE chilling back at home, getting to his own Stargate. So Stargate opener out of ShoWTimE. Here we go. Coming into this, of course, ShoWTimE is the heavy favorite. Ragnar, he's more of an amateur player, but he's been very active in online tournaments, and has been looking to improve over time as well, and has been improving over time for sure. Has been able to achieve that. Third base is now being taken. Probe finally goes down, but again, that probe was worth it. that probe was more than worth it. It's so much damage on its own. Now here come the initial adepts again to harass the mineral lines. There aren't many drones to begin with. Why? Because of all the lost mining time and because of all these Zerglings as well. So this has eaten into the economy. Ragnar's economy has taken a big blow, and I was gonna say he might just go for an all-in here, but no, he is droning. He's droning. He's gonna try to recover, gonna try to recuperate, but it is gonna be a ways away till that can really happen. And ShoWTimE is going in. He's going into the main base. Oh god. Now we do have a queen in the main, thankfully, but we can shade into the mineral line. Drone's going to be targeted down, and this is getting out of hand. This is critical damage here in the early game with initial probe, with the initial adepts as well. Getting 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can we get up to 8? Can we get up to 8? We can. 9? Oh god, okay, not quite, but 8 drones do fall, both adepts they get away. We have more Lings in production here, and Link speed is about to kick in. Behind this, ShoWTime's just chilling. It's just a standard build here out of ShoWTimE, but the initial units are getting out of hand. Queen is out of position, more drones going to be going down, and this is brutal. Oh god. Zerg players look away, that's a kill on the spawn, not a cancel. And again, your early game is going to be tight. It's going to be tight here, especially when you're up against a player of the caliber of ShoWTimE, even outside of that. Like, again, the early game is quite crucial here. And to lose this many workers, to lose that much mining time, to be forced to make that many Zerglings as well. Here we go. But again, yeah, it's just been a very intense week when it comes to running the 2v2 circuit, and of course all the other casting that we have to do this week as well with RSL. There is going to be another WardiTV tournament after this one. I'm still on the fence whether or not we should cast it, just because, I mean, good sleep is always a good thing, is always something beneficial and something that I haven't been having as of late, so it might be better just to go to sleep instead. We also have a cast in the mornings. Like, I'm on the fence, definitely on the fence regarding Wardi's tournaments. We'll see. Regarding the next weekly. as reinforcements have arrived, and this is here to end the game. We're here to end the game at this point. Queens are going down. Lings, they just get annihilated. There are no drones here at the third base. Likewise, only 3 drones at the natural. There's barely an economy in the main base. Like, there isn't really much going on. Not left. Not anymore. ShoWTimE back at home. He's just chilling, getting a third base, going for a gateway explosion, getting up to what, 7, 8, 9? Jesus, getting up to 9 gates. That's a lot of gateways. And he can turn this into a 3-base all-in. Just turn this into an all-in. He can skip his gases here at the third base and just double down with Mass Blink Stalker. I say that he actually didn't get a single Twilight Council, so this is going to be a vanilla gateway army and a vanilla gateway all-in. I mean, you can do whatever you want at this point. Like, there's no wrong answer here for ShoWTimE. He can do what he wants. Shading back into the main. As in move the rest of the Oracles. In moves the... I mean, this is going to be a slow lot all in, it looks like. We have sentries with force fields, of course. But we can warp in those slow lots. Oh, going for a stall? Okay, just going for stalks. I mean, again, there's no wrong answer. There's no wrong answer. Make what you want back. Let's go. Let's go. And ShoWTimE is moving in. Unfortunately, he's a little bit supply block. That's slowing him down more than anything, but he's going to be able to break out. Oracles activate. Queen's going to be targeted down as well. GG gets called, and ShoWTimE takes game number 1. Ooh, GG. GG, well played. Does take the first game again. Just standard soul play there at a ShoWTimE. When it comes to Ragnar, again, unfortunately, his early game was quite messy. It was a very messy early game, and that really did hinder him from the very beginning, from the get-go. Pulling boys to try to kill the probe, overmaking Zerglings, undermaking drones, likewise losing more mining time, whether it came to the first probe, when it came to the Adepts as well. Early game is so crucial in StarCraft. It sounds dull to really emphasize and to get into, and especially when you're learning and getting into StarCraft as well. But again, your early game defense, your early game build, it has to be quite tight here. Otherwise, you fall behind so fast and so quick. Like, this early game damage matters that much more early on because you have that much less to work with. Losing 1, 2, 3 drones early on, that is critical damage at the highest level of play because you don't really have that many to work with to begin with. So it matters even more here, and that's where you got to be on top of things. Here we go. We're now getting into game number 2 and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Maganatha. We have the Australian Zerg player. We have the pink Zerg representing Infected. It is Ragnar. How about Challenger? Oh, going gas first. Okay. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the German Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Sentinels. It is ShoWTimE. We go. As Ragnar is... Oh, actually, sorry, my apologies. I assumed he was going gas first. He is going pool first, actually. He does go for the extractor trick for the earlier spawning pool. Interesting. So he's going to be pool first into what looks to be a later hatchery. And by later hatchery, we do mean proxy hatchery. So Ragnar is going to go for an all-in. Setting up the hatchery here at the wall. It is, of course, going to be spotted. The drone is seen. That is, of course, very suspect. And we'll see how ShoWTimE responds. Now, the way to... I mean, there are a couple of different ways to respond to this. You can respond with your own defensive tech and try to wall up and tech up and survive until your tech can really pay for itself, referring to like a robo defense. Another really secure way to deal with this is a forge. Throw down a forge, throw down some cannons, just because your production is very limited. It's very limited this early on. So you can go for forge, you can go for defensive cannons, and completely shut this down. We can see that so far, no forge. No forge. So he's not going for the forge defense. And Ragnar is all in. He's flooding these across the map. Things are racing across. First Zelda has arrived. Second Zelda's on the way. ShoWTimE, he could opt to pull a couple of boys here just to make sure we don't get surrounded. So it's a little bit greedy that he hasn't. There's that shield battery on the way. Moving in, nice movement there from ShoWTimE. Does back up. Second Zelda has arrived. And ShoWTimE, very confident he expands. He expands, no tech and no extra gateway. So very confident here. This is quite greedy in how he's responding. But yeah, he shuts us down. Like, there's no spine rush. There's no queen on the way with the hatchery either. So, like, this hatchery isn't really achieving too much. Yeah, shield battery's done, and he's shutting this down. He's shutting this down. We have more shield batteries on the way. For the most part, Ragnar is running out of steam. He has link speed in production, but that's not going to kick in. That won't really be a part of this. As there are variations of this kind of cheese where you go for a spine rush, where you go for a roach rush instead, where you get your queen up and running and you maintain this position, but Ragnar didn't really go for any of that. And I don't see a link flood working here, not anymore. At this point, with three shield batteries, with a couple of units here, like this wall should not be broken. Not without roaches, ravagers, or banelings. With pure ling, I just don't really see this doing much. We could try to like pull the boys, and then you could mineral walk past the stalker and try to get a surround and try to get extra surface area. But even then, with three shield batteries, like, it's not gonna work out. Don't like this, Pappy, don't like this. Ragnar is building up. The best that Ragnar can hope for is for ShoWTimE to push. Like, if ShoWTimE moves out into the open and gets surrounded, then Ragnar can take a fight. But I don't see Ragnar breaking the wall, is the problem. He's going for it. So he's going to be lead out a lot of Zerglings here, and he won't get it. Yeah, he won't get anything. This is not the play. 7 Zerglings do go down. As we mentioned, like, this wall is not going to be broken anytime soon. We're going one base lair. With extra gases being taken, this looks like maybe... yeah, I'm not too sure what we can go for. Maybe the ideal is going for a Nidus. If we were able to preserve Zerglings, then maybe going into a lair, going to a Nidus, and then bypassing this wall, getting an Overlord in position, then Nidusing into the main base. Like, that was maybe an option, but that it feels like that time has come and gone. Hallucination Scout does confirm the lair, so ShoWTimE knows to check for something else. Army moves out. Here come the reinforcements. ShoWTimE, you can always recall back home if he needs to. The army is spotted, and Ragnar, he's going for the counterattack. He's going for the natural. You can see, yes, ShoWTimE so far. I mean, the gateway is going to be taking a lot of damage, true, but ShoWTimE is going for the kill. Here come the defensive warpins. And there's just nothing here. Yeah, there's just nothing here to defend. We're going for Dropper-Lords. I mean, sure, whether it was Nidus or Dropper-Lords, but this is hitting so late. It's hitting so late. To the point where Ragnar could just die from elimination. He may just go down here. As Lingze will break down the gateway. True. Breaks down the gateway. Doesn't quite get this around. Hatchery does fall. GG gets called, and ShoWTimE, he will take the series 2-0. Advancing on to the next round. GG. Whew. GG, well played. ShoWTimE will claim the series. Again, a solid performance here out of ShoWTimE. Ragnar, he had some interesting ideas for sure. The execution was a little bit lackluster, but not opposed to the idea of going into a proxy hatchery, into a one base all-in. I definitely feel like we can go back to the drawing board when it comes to execution, when it comes to what we're trying to achieve, whether it's spine rush, whether it's a roach based all-in, what kind of follow-up we're going to be getting into as well. But regardless, GG. GG, well played. ShoWTimE, he will claim the series, and we can catch up on the bracket, figure out where we are and where we're headed. Again, there's a big reason why we dove on this series. First things first, we have our bracket, exclamation mark, be in the chat to have a look at the back yourselves. From the top, we have MaxPax. We have MaxPax, he's waiting for the winner of Rebellion and Triple. Likewise, we have ryung and GuMiho, they're facing off in a TVT. ryung versus GuMiho into MaxPax was a tempting series to jump into, 100%. Scoring down, we have Shameless. Shameless is up against Cure in the next round. We have Harsum up against Lemon. We have Creator up against Rex. We have Percival versus herO. Percival versus herO was was also very tempting, but I believe Wardy jumped on that series. I would have, my first pick would have been Percival versus herO. But again, I'm pretty sure that Wardy was going to be jumping on that, and ideally we do want to spread out and we want to avoid each other and cover as much ground as possible. So as Wardy covers that series, we'll be covering our own, which is ShoWTimE versus Ragnar into who? Into Classic. So it's going to be ShoWTimE versus Classic coming up next on the channel, and that leads into either ByuN, Ledlix, or Nicorakt. Let's go. Let's go. So we can jump into the round 16. Round 16 is ShoWTimE versus Classic. We do have a PvP, and I'm excited to see how these two compare to each other. Classic, he can be a little more aggressive, a little more assertive, but so can ShoWTimE. Like, ShoWTimE is also known for, specifically in this matchup, for cheesing, for going for all-ins, and having a very intense style as well. So I'm excited to see how they compare to each other, both Classic and ShoWTimE, as we jump into our round 16 match. Vetoes are underway. Vetoes are underway. So I do message the players and let them know. You know. Here we go. But it looks like our players need some time. It looks like our players need a little bit of time here to get their vetoes underway. So we're going to be going on a very short break. And when we come back, we will be jumping into our next series. We'll be jumping into Classic and ShoWTimE. See you soon. See you soon after the break. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to the second series of the broadcast. We're into round 16 of the WardiTV Monday number 47, and spawning into the top right-hand corner, we have our German Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Sentinels. It is ShoWTimE. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing... I almost died. Representing Virtus.pro, it is Classic. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is a Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chats as we jump into our PvP on Ultra Love. Now, first things first, before we get into the players' tendencies, coming into Ultra Love has a very unique feature. If you know anything about PvP, you'll know that we have a ramp. We have a ramp coming into the natural. There's a big feature in PvP. That means it is a little more common, a little more viable to go for these more greedy openers. That's why we have our pylon and the gateway on the low ground. It is not uncommon to go for a gate expand, gate cyber expand, or then just delay your attack and go for a faster nexus. Now, because of this opener, no 2-gate. There's no 2-gate opener whatsoever, and because of this, this can also lead into a faster Stargate as we take our gases. You can see no gas for Classic, gas being taken for ShoWTimE. Classic, he wants to be greedier, he wants to try to go for the expansion, he has the money for it. Oh no! Yeah, Classic has 400 minerals, alas. Ooh, the pylon block, the probe does block here, and Classic, he is forced to throw down the cyber core. Classic, a little bit of a shaky start here. Again, you can see he's banking resources, but he is forced to spend his money. he cannot expand. And here comes a pylon block. Now, typically, both players should be pylon blocking each other. Both Classic and ShoWTimE should be pylon blocking to make sure that no one is able to expand. If no one is able to expand, you have to spend your money somewhere else. If you spend your money somewhere else, it has to, or typically is a Stargate, and that is how Phoenix Wars are born. If both players open Stargate, if both players scout each other opening up Stargate, you have to make Phoenixes, otherwise you die. There it is, Stargate for ShoWTimE. Meanwhile, Classic, there's a pylon block. Show us the Stargate. There it is, Stargate versus Stargate. As we were alluding to, this is how Phoenix Wars do begin and do commence in PvP. And because both players scout each other, because both players see each other's tech, we should be making Phoenixes and then nothing but Phoenixes. Oh boy. Now, it is possible to deviate away and try to catch your opponent off guard and throw down a cheeky Twilight Council, a Twilight Council, and go into Blink and try to catch your opponent off guard with like a Blink-based all-in. It is difficult though. It's difficult to do that, but it is possible. It is like a way to approach this, and we've seen Classic pull it off before. Here we go. Phoenix production has begun, and we should be seeing Phoenixes at a Classic as well. Ooh, Classic bold move. He does make the Oracle in the face of the Phoenix. This is questionable here. Now, obviously, ShoWTimE sees. Like, ShoWTimE is here with the Adept, he's here with the Zealot. He sees the Oracle, and the chances of this Oracle doing any damage, it's not likely. it's not likely to do anything. Adept does bust in. Again, he does scout, he does confirm the Oracle's on the way. The Phoenix is here to just pounce on the Oracle. Oracle does retreat into the main. Phoenix is on the hunt. Yep, just going straight for the Oracle. Like, this is just, I mean, okay, thankfully there's a shield battery. Thankfully, there we go. Now Phoenix production has begun. Classic, he saw it earlier. He saw the Stargate. So again, just a really bold move to still go for the Oracle. I mean, the Oracle is surviving, at least, and that's a lot of damage here on the Phoenix. ShoWTimE, he got baited. That's a lot of hull damage, and that is going to hurt him in the long run. Cancels. Yeah, he cancels. Ooh, does cancel. He's going for the switch, and he gets scouted. Oh, God. Classic. Now, again, we just spoke about this before Classic was getting into it, but it is possible to try to go for a Blink Stalker transition. You can see he started making Phoenix. He canceled. He canceled. Extra gateways, Twilight Council. He's trying to go for the Blink all-in, but ShoWTimE saw everything. He saw everything he needed to. And now back at home, ooh, going for his own Twilight Council. I was going to say that a typical response here would be a Robo to go into Immortal production, because straight up, ShoWTimE, he's going to be behind in Stalker production and the Blink timing, so typically you want to make up for that with Immortals. That's not the case though. ShoWTimE is going to try to play a catch-up with those Blink Stalkers. As ShoWTimE is trying to hunt down that Oracle. Where it's found. Again, ShoWTimE, he saw the tech, he knows. This is also why ShoWTimE is stopping Phoenix production, because he's trying to get ready for those Blink Stalkers. We can see Classic rushing into a faster third. And so far, so good. I mean, Classic, he has no map control, but the Oracle does slip by. Impressive. He gets past the Phoenixes, he's going straight for the mineral line. ShoWTimE out of position. The Oracle goes for the Stasis. Gets one probe. Gets one worker. Meanwhile, we do have a recall back home. Stasis trap does go off. Does connect with one probe as well. Yeah, just the one. There's a recall to escape. ShoWTimE does have the greater economy, but he does have the later third. And these Phoenixes, I mean, they've done well for themselves so far. They've been able to get some probe kills. So far, 9 workers going down. We see Classic pushing. Remember, Classic, he does have the greater army, and he has a Blink as well for his Stalkers. I'm still not convinced with ShoWTimE. Oh, yes, he does knock down the tower. I'm still not convinced that he didn't go into Immortals, but hey, he can still maybe pull this off. It's going to be difficult. Classic moving in. Nice lift. Does take down 4 of those Stalkers. Shield Barriers coming into play as well. Not bad. Shield Barriers, they are helping quite a bit. And with the help of the Phoenixes, with the help of the Shield Batteries, ShoWTimE, can he hold on? Oh, barely not. Yeah, Stalkers, they dive in. Voids are being pulled. ShoWTimE is being broken. It's being broken here. Again, I wasn't too convinced by ShoWTimE not going for the Immortals. I mean, he's holding, he's surviving. He survives. But ShoWTimE is behind. When I say he's behind, he's down in workers, he's down in upgrades. We have +1 on the way, we have charge on the way as well. Classic, he's looking quite solid. Classic is very much so in control here. Which typically doesn't happen if you do open Oracle against a Phoenix opener. But hey, the Oracle's still alive. Once again, trying to bait the army out into the open. Takes down the Archosis pylon, depowers everything at the natural. Yeah, boys are being pulled. Station Trap is going to be denied. But alas, there just aren't that many Stalkers here for ShoWTimE. He will be able to force this back, though. Let's force this back. ShoWTimE now taking a slight Stalker lead. Again, +1 is going to factor in soon. Soon get into +1. Classic taking another expansion. The game is somewhat slowing down. Again, I still do give the extra classic just because of the upgrades. The upgrades, the economy, the faster 4th base, the faster tech. Speaking of tech, classic is working towards Archons. We have the Robo on the way, Temple Archives as well for that Archon production. Typically in this kind of situation, the pressure's on ShoWTimE to get some damage done across the map with run-bys, with counterattacks, with War Prisms, Zealot run-bys, Blink Stalker counterattacks, DTs, whatever he can get. The Phoenixes, they've been adding some value for sure, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. It doesn't seem like it is. Gets a probe. Probe. Classic has to be careful here. On the one hand, I do favor Classic in a head-on fight, but bearing in mind here that we have shield batteries, right? We have 4 shield batteries here at the 4th base. We have 2 shield batteries here at the 3rd as well. So there is that defender's advantage here that's going to kick in. The shield batteries with the cannons. So ShoWTimE just turtling up, being as defensive as possible here. Investing into side defense to give him the best chance to win a fight. See, Classic, he rotates. Does rotate, he gets spotted. ShoWTimE does rally over. Lack of Archons here is concerning for ShoWTimE. Classic's already got 2 Archons. That's going to be ideal against the charge lots. Trying to bait the army out into the open. So I'll say peel off into the natural. Archons have to back up. The Archon does pull away. So far, nice control here from Classic. Again, just being very, very careful, very conservative here with his main army. He does pull back. Picks off all the Zealots. Yeah, charges are going down, pushing further. Getting on top of the Stalkers. At the same time, Zealots bust into the natural. They force offensive warp-ins. Classic, does he have enough? We need more Zealots. Where are the charge lots? Speaking of Zealots, they're now coming in, but they're on the other side. Yeah, they're not going to be able to help out. Oh, now hopping over. Okay, we're good. As the Prism does fall. But GG gets called. He does have enough. And Classic, he takes game number 1, takes the lead in the series. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, just a really shaky response out of ShoWTimE. Winding it back, I was initially favoring ShoWTimE with his Phoenixes, with his ability to shut down the Oracle, dealing economic damage down across the map, but he wasn't able to punish his opponent. If you remember, I was just really surprised that ShoWTimE opted not to get into a Robo and not to get into his own... not to get into a Robo and not to get into his own Immortal production. I was very shocked there, as we were emphasizing, as we were trying to say, when it comes to getting into that kind of game state, getting into that kind of series, into that specifically against Mass Blink Stalker, is that you do want to try to make up for your lack of Stalkers with Immortals. That's typically how you want to approach that. Instead, ShoWTimE tried to catch up with Stalkers, and he was just perpetually behind in the army supply. He was trying to make use of his probes and making use of his shield batteries, but that wasn't enough. As we saw, it was not enough to make up for that deficit, and in the end, he fell behind and he stayed behind. GG. GG, well played, and now we're getting into game 2. Now we're going to be loading into Tokamak. Let's go. Let's go. Soup does not lie. The soup does lie, but here it didn't. Here it did not. It was telling the truth, man. Yeah, it's a rare sight. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the German Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Sentinels down in the series. It is ShoWTimE. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Protoss Pro. It is Classic. So a strong start here for Classic, and we'll see if he's able to pull it off again. We'll see how our players do adjust. As we now load into Tokamak, we spoke earlier how the openers and the builds were heavily influenced by the map itself, by Ultra Love in game number 1. Here, coming into game 2, it's a little more common to go for 2 gate openers. Now, I will say there's a higher chance of ShoWTimE opening up 2 gate than Classic. Classic is known for his greed, but we'll keep an eye on him as we're just waiting for extra resources for that gateway. There it is, 2 gate opener out of Classic, 2 gate opener out of ShoWTimE. Standard openers all around. No one is cutting corners, no one is rushing into a faster expansion. Let's go. Let us go. Hello, Classic. As he does throw down his second pylon elsewhere. Okay, so a cheeky start here from our blue Protoss player. We'll see if we keep the probe in the vicinity. Otherwise, this might just be a fake proxy pylon just to try to force an overreaction out of ShoWTimE. Again, 2 pylons here in the main base for ShoWTimE. ShoWTimE scouts. He knows that a pylon is missing. He is fully aware. Fully aware. And of course we know that there's nothing here, but again ShoWTimE is still trying to figure that out, going for a Stargate before expanding. Okay, does go for the Stargates. With this he can go for the Oracle. He can punish the economy of his opponents, assuming that Classic does expand. Speaking of, Classic is getting ready for his expansion. Okay. Before you rest, 2 soups. One that does not lie and one that does not tell the truth. Ah, no. I see what you did there. So the Oracle's moving out. Classic does have the faster expansion. That's the purpose of the Oracle. Is to make up for that. And so far, Classic is in position. He's got his 2 Stalkers, 2 Sentries, shield battery as well. Classic is perfectly fine. And he does deflect. So far, Classic does have a lead. It's going to be on ShoWTimE to get some damage done. Here comes the Oracle. Here come the Adepts. We need to get something. Going for the Shade. Oh, it does commit. Gets 1. Gets 1. Gets 2. Not bad. Gets 3. 3 probes going to be going down. And ShoWTimE is catching up. Now moving in with the Oracle. Stalker's out of position. Going for the Stasis. Stasis goes off. Just gets 1 probe. Denies some mining. And ShoWTimE, more importantly, keeps the Oracle alive. Does keep it alive. As it settles, ShoWTimE now takes a worker lead. He finishes up his own natural. We see Classic setting up across the map. Interesting. Which one should you dip the wontons in? It's a trick question. Both of them, Patty. Both of them. Ah. Enjoy your soup. You're making me hungry. As it looks like it's a base all in. Yeah, Classic is throwing 9 extra gateways. How many do we have? We have 5 gates in total. I believe we can afford up to 6. You can do a 2 base 6 gate all in. Classic is pushing. And ShoWTimE does spot the army. This is not going to help. Throws down the stasis across the map. Back at home, what do we have to defend? Now, thankfully, he's getting to 4 gates. Okay, he's getting to 4 gateways. He goes for a later third. So ShoWTimE will have an army of his own. He does have a comparable army. And ShoWTimE can hold, he can defend. Loving the hallucinations. Probes at the natural. Classic moving in. Classic is away 2 stalkers, but we have shield batteries. As force fields has isolated a couple of stalkers. Gets one. Gets one, moves in. You can see a bunch of wasted DPS here for ShoWTimE. Classic, he blinks forward. The boys are being pulled. And only one shield battery. Yeah, only one shield battery here. We have another desperation shield battery. Oh, looks like it might still be enough though. ShoWTimE barely holding on. We'll lose a couple of workers, but so far it's worth it. ShoWTimE surviving. Again, he's got 2 more shield barriers behind this. He has the energy overcharge as well. ShoWTimE as he blinks back again. Yeah, he's holding. He's holding. He's defending. He's surviving. Shuts down the army. And Classic now is forced to expand. Now is forced to expand. The ShoWTimE behind this already has a 3rd base up and running. And again, the shield barriers, they were enough. Not just that, but remember, ShoWTimE did go up to 4 gates. He went to 4 gateways before his 3rd, so he had extra production as well, which is not the norm. So he had that production, setting up more stasis traps. And with that, we're getting into a longer game. Okay. With that, the aggression from Classic has failed, and now he's falling further behind. And now we almost have a role reversal of last game, where ShoWTimE has a massive advantage up in bases, up in workers, up in upgrades. The Forge just not finishing, so we can stop +1. There we go, +1 is on the way. From here, we can get into charge. Tech up. He can take up into charge, take up into Archons. Saturate on 3 bases, get a 4th base. Again, there's no pressure, there's no reason for ShoWTimE to ever move out. He can just chill back at home, be defensive. And wait for Classic to come to him. Wait for Classic instead. Ooh, it's Classic well done! He does blink in, does take 2 massive stages to the face. And Classic, he may just lose everything. Yeah, GG gets called. He will lose everything. ShoWTimE, he shuts down Classic, and we are going all the way to the ace match. Whew, GG. We're going to the ace match. We're going all the way to game 3. Again, just a really shaky start there from Classic. I mean, I say shaky start. Classic, he went for a initially 2 base all-in with 5 gateways with a proxy across the map. Unfortunately for Classic, ShoWTimE was playing safe. Even though he didn't scout and didn't confirm the all-in, he was being very safe, getting up to 4 gateways, getting extra warpins, extra shield batteries. When the all-in hit, ShoWTimE did have enough to defend. He shut it down, and then he snowballed from there. Because he got away with the faster base, with a 3rd, with an economy. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're now getting into game number 3. Let's go. Let's go. So it looks like Wardy series did conclude, so he's joined us. So he knows what's good, Pappy. He knows. Ah. Stasis Ward MVP. I mean, sure. I mean, they were like the cherry on top. They were the stylish finish. Like ShoWTimE, he was already ahead. Like he was in a really strong position there. Like Classic felt pressured. That's why he blinked in, because he felt like he had to do something. Otherwise, he was just gonna fall further and further and further behind. Yes. That was the flare at the end, Pappy. Here we go. We're getting into the ace match, getting into game 3, and spawning in the top right-hand corner. Top right-hand corner here of ley lines, we have the German Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Sentinels. It is ShoWTimE. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss player, the South Korean Protoss representing Virtus Pro. It is Classic. Here we go. Ooh. As we are getting into the ace match here, and we'll see how our players do differ when it comes to their openers. A lot of this game has come down to the initial openers and the initial builds, a lot of the series, I should say. With game 1, we saw that Classic, he kind of faked out Phoenixes, he made a hard switch into Blink Stalkers, was able to catch ShoWTimE out. ShoWTimE did scout everything, but he didn't have the best response to the Blink Stalker aggression. Game number 2, ShoWTimE, he was able to prepare, be able to be very safe and shut down the 2-base all-in of Classic. Here, what's it going to be? As Classic has been the aggressor. He has been the aggressor this series. Here we have, once again, a 2-gate opener out of Classic, 2-gate opener out of ShoWTimE. Classic, once again, is going to be hiding his second pylon. Now, last game was a fake proxy. This time, is it fake again? The answer is yes. As the probe does leave. Probe does get the hell out of there. Pylon is thrown down. And ShoWTimE, he will scout, he will confirm, he will count, and he will see that the pylon is missing. He knows. He knows the pylon is missing. Whether it's real, whether it's not, I mean, that's when mind games come into play. ShoWTimE is sure thinking, is Classic crazy enough to proxy to cheese in the ace match? The answer is yes. But he goes for the same response. Good call. Opens up Phoenix. Sorry, Phoenix. Opens up Stargate. Stargate into Oracle. I'm still thinking about game 1. But just like last game, the goal here is to open up Adept, open up Oracle, and to get economic damage, because Classic should have the faster expansion. As here it comes. So Classic, he'll have the faster base, he'll have the better economy, at least unless ShoWTimE can get some damage. Last game he was able to. We'll see if we can do it again. Oh, Robo. Okay. Hello. That's not normal. We're going to be going for a Robo opener. Classic, he scouts. Classic, he saw the Stargate, by the way. God, goes for a third gate. He's going for 1-base all-in. Okay. 1-base all-in at a Classic. No proxy. He's not making use of the proxy, but he is going for the all-in. A delayed 1-base all-in as well. Very interesting. Now, ShoWTimE has very limited scouting information. ShoWTimE back at home, he's going to have to rely on the Oracle. He has to rely on the Oracle to scout. Probe does check. Probe, I believe, sees that there is no expansion. Important moment here for ShoWTimE. Here comes the Oracle. And ShoWTimE, he needs to confirm not just the lack of expansion, needs to confirm the gateways, the production, and the 1-base all-in.
I am here in the shadows.
ShoWTimE, he does push forward. There we go. Now he confirms no base. Yeah, no base, no nexus. Back at home. There we go. Robo, defensive shield batteries. ShoWTimE, he knows. He now knows what's going on. He's getting ready. ShoWTimE is getting ready for the all-in. We'll see if 1 shield battery is going to be enough. There we go. 2nd shield battery is on the way. ShoWTimE is getting ready. I wouldn't be opposed to ShoWTimE making a Void Ray, to be honest, and making use of that Stargate. Right, get some defensive Void Rays, buy time, of course, for the Immortal production. So, bold move out of ShoWTimE, we'll see if he can get away with it. As the gateway's under fire. First gateway is going to go down. Again, the production here is very limited. Going for the Prism first. He has a sentry, he has a force field. True. Meanwhile, the other gateway's also under fire. Twilight Council finishing up here for Classic. He can go for the Dark Shrine. Going into Blink, okay. Going into Blink instead. ShoWTimE does arrive at this first prism. Saves the first gateway. Getting into his own 3-gate setup. Ooh, and Classic expands. Okay, Classic, he does expand. ShoWTimE does scout this. He knows. And now ShoWTimE knows that he has to break out and either expand himself or go for his own all-in. Alright, one or the other. Either commit and double down, or try to macro out as well. So those breakouts. Oh my god, going for the prism getting very low. Oh, one more volley! Can he get it? Uno más! Uno más! Ay, ay, ay. He wants it. He's gonna chase him down. As ShoWTimE, he smells blood in the water, by the way. He smells it. He's broken out, taking his own expansion. Ah, he pulls back home. That was so close. Uno más, papi. Uno más. Prism makes it back, and the game will continue. The game will progress. Now, as we settle in, there's a couple different things that are happening here. One, Classic has a faster base. True, he has a faster Nexus. But look at the economy. Look at the worker count here. We have 19 probes against 33. This entire time, ShoWTimE has been making probes. He's been making workers. He's been getting ready for when he would expand. ShoWTimE, once he gets his natural up and running, he will be able to saturate immediately, and he will just skyrocket ahead in the economy. It shows how all-in Classic was. Classic, he was very all-in. You can see here, like, he has the base, but he has no saturation. So the longer this game goes on, the better it is for ShoWTimE. Right, Classic still has to find some more damage. Zombie gets spotted. Oh, loads up sentries. He's going for the force field, he's going for the ramp. Stalkers are in position. He's gonna be careful. Classic rotating to the natural. As he does rotate. And you can see here the difference. We have 8 workers for Classic, meanwhile 14 for ShoWTimE. ShoWTime's natural base is already up and running. And soon he can push and warp in. Push, he can move out, he can warp in, he can harass. I mean, he can just commit across the map. Getting a third expansion, getting further ahead. And ShoWTimE, you can see that he was scouting for the third base. Like ShoWTimE, there is no need to be aggressive here. There's a higher chance that Classic is going to 2-base all in, so all that ShoWTimE has to do is set up shield batteries. Set up shield batteries back at home, take a more defensive stance, and survive. Hallucination confirms that there is a base. Classic is going for glaives, so it's going to be Immortal Glaive Adepts. Is moving out. No shield batteries, that's a little bit concerning. There's another Immortal. Ooh, does out of the Prism, nice snipe. Yeah, Prism goes down, takes out all the sentries as well. Nice juggling here out of ShoWTimE. He does preserve the army. And he will just bully Classic back. Classic has to get the hell out of here. Classic lost all of his sentries, lost his War Prism. And ShoWTimE is chasing him down. Oh. Punishes who? Trading out Stalkers. I was about to say that ShoWTimE has been missing Warpins, but there we go. We do have the Warpin. I'm a little bit surprised that ShoWTimE did not invest into charge. There's no charge, there's no forge, there's no +1. Classic is taking further ahead here. ShoWTimE is not. He has the money for it. Episode do manage to supply. Do supply into the mineral line. Probe's going to be going down. ShoWTimE is basically forcing himself all in. I mean, at this point he is. Like, we didn't have to do this, but we're here. Again, ShoWTimE, he's chosen not to tech up, not to get upgrades. ShoWTimE, he's put himself in this position. We have +2 on the way. Classic is getting further ahead. Ay. Oh, does find the Prism. Very nice. Prism goes down, and ShoWTimE, we gotta go soon. Building up a larger army. We got towards left hand side instead. He's gonna be pushing into 5 Immortals. That's a lot of Immortals. And remember, he never got charged. So there's nothing to dive in and to buffer. Yeah, Depths they get across the map. Wow, Classic is crippling ShoWTimE. I mean, ShoWTimE, he didn't really have as much of an economy to begin with, just because, again, he forced himself all in. He's going for it. Nice force fields. Zones away the Immortals. Going for the sentries, going for the stalkers as well, getting into the mineral line. But the force fields are about to run out. Just trying to reapply them. Getting forced further back. And can he dive on those Immortals? And he's going for them. He's going for them. He does blink in and gets 1, gets 2. And it looks like he will break through. He will break through. He'll take down every single Immortal in ShoWTimE. He breaks the main army here of Classic. Just barely. It was close. If the game went any longer, Classic, he would have just skyrocketed ahead. Now it's just Adepts. Let's go. Just Glaive Adepts left over. GG gets called. ShoWTimE, he does it. He breaks through, and ShoWTimE, he will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the quarterfinals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Really risky play there by ShoWTimE. I was caught a little bit off guard by that. ShoWTimE had a really strong start. He was ahead for sure. He had a faster third base, better saturation after he survived the initial 1-base all-in of his opponents. And as we were emphasizing, he chose not to get charged. He chose not to tech up. He chose not to get a forge or to get any upgrades or to get a 4th base. He chose to stop on 3 bases and to just commit and to just kill Classic. It was risky, but pulled it off. He did pull it off in the end. Again, really nice force fields. We saw for a lot of that fight, Classic, the Immortals weren't doing anything. They were just pinned further back. They could not engage, and ShoWTimE tore them apart. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations. ShoWTimE will claim the series, and does he have an opponent? Let's figure out what's going on. Figure out where we are and what is going on as we head on over, and the answer is yes, he already has an opponent. It is going to be a rematch here. Again, ByuN and ShoWTimE, they have become regulars in our weekly tournaments in Sparkling Tuna Cup. They faced off previously in Sparkling Tuna Cup number 100, and now they're here once again facing off in the quarterfinals. Now, historically, ByuN has had the better edge, the better record over ShoWTimE, but we'll see if ShoWTimE can make up for that and if he can cause an upset here. Let's go. Let's go. Meanwhile, any other updates? We do have MaxPax. MaxPax takes down Rebellion 2-0. MaxPax is up against ryung in the next round. ryung takes down GuMiho 2-0 as well. Again, ryung, he is the TVT god, if you will. He's the reason why Clem was scared off of TVT and now plays Protoss instead. Este ryung. So MaxPax is up against ryung in the next round. Meanwhile, you have Shameless still mid-series against Cure. Winner goes up against herSoM. herSoM takes down Lemon 2-1. Impressive. Very impressive play there by herSoM. Does take down Lemon. Scrolling down, we have Creator. Creator is up against herO in a PvP. And of course, we have ByuN versus ShoWTimE in a PvT. That is going to be our next series. As we do need a moment to set up that match. Go. And looks like our players, they need a moment. Looks like our players, they need some time. All good. Who is Lemon? Lemon, he is a Taiwanese Protoss player. I actually favor Lemon over herSoM, which is why I'm very impressed that herSoM brought Lemon down. Very impressed. But Lemon, he is the best player in Taiwan. In years past, that was Haas. That was nice. Like, that was But Always, right? We had the triad of Protoss in Taiwan, kind of dominating that region. But over years, of course, they did fall by the wayside. They did retire, and also Lemon has improved as well. So again, Lemon, he's kind of risen as the best player in Taiwan. Yeah, all good, all good. All good. But we are going to be going on a break. Going to be going on a short break here, and when we come back, we will have a next series. We'll have ByuN versus ShoWTimE. See you soon. See you soon after the break. See you soon. Bye. See you soon. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the quarterfinals. Welcome back to the quarterfinals here of the WardiTV Monday number 47. ShoWTimE has been on a tear. Papi, he took down Classic in a PvP. Very impressive player already. Can he go even further though? Because this is going to be a rematch. A rematch here from Sparkling Tunica from not too long ago. And here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Pylon, we have the blue Terran player. We have the South Korean Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the red Protoss player, the red Protoss himself, representing Sentinels from the land of Germany. It is ShoWTimE. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. Bam! It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chats. Coming into this, I do lean towards ByuN. I'll be honest, just because we've seen them play before. We have seen ByuN defeat ShoWTimE in recent times, but we'll see. We'll see if ShoWTimE can bring it back here, especially in the best of three, right? In the best of three, anything is possible. We can catch everyone off guard. And again, ShoWTimE over time is getting more and more accustomed to ByuN's play style. It is going to be a double gas opener out of ByuN going for a faster factory. Welcome one and all to Pylon. Pylon is one of the more aggressive maps in the map pool, known for aggression, known for all-ins, and this is applicable and it goes both ways. Where ByuN, he can pop off with an early tank push, with an early ByuN push, with Bio Army, with tanks, we can pull the boys. Likewise, ShoWTimE could even respond with 4-gate Blink, with 4-gate Blink Stalker, with 4-gate heavy aggression as well. Even opening up charge, if you believe your opponent is going to be hyper aggressive, you can open up charge instead and try to hard counter them. There are ways to adjust your openers, to adjust your builds, and adjust your play. Let's go. For now though, we are going for that factory. With this, we can go into Reactor Reaper Hellion, we can go into early Widowmine drop, we can go into a Tech Lab, into add-on swap, into early Cyclone production as well. There are different ways to kind of approach this and to open up as our Terran player. ByuN has options. ByuN, he has options, and we'll see what he goes for. Of course, he will be expanding, but when it comes to his production, we'll see how he does piece it all together. CC on the low grounds. We have a reactor here on the racks, not a tech lab. Okay, looking for reactors. There's the 111. We have a tech of choice here. Twilight Council out of ShoWTimE. Most likely opening up charge. I say most likely, as I mentioned before, it is viable to open up. Did I just say most likely opening up charge? Most likely opening up Blink. That is the standard way to open up. It is still viable to go into charge. That is going to be another option here for ShoWTimE, but we're expecting Blink out of our Protoss. Yo, I gotta lock in, Pappy. Gotta lock in. As ByuN is scouting nearby, checking for proxy locations, does open up Reaper Hellion. And following up with a mine drop. Okay. Now, after this mine drop, we can go for an add-on swap into Banshee, or we can go straight into tank production. We'll see what we go for. Go for one or the other. Meanwhile, ShoWTimE playing very safe here. He throws down 2 extra gateways, so 3-gate Blink with a Robo as well. He fully walls off to make sure that ByuN gets 0 damage. Wants none of that. Leave me alone, Pappy. Leave me alone. So again, just very safe play here from ShoWTimE. We can see that there was no big investment into Reaper Hellion. It was just 2 Reapers and 1 Hellion, so nothing major. Mine drop is on the way, and there's the add-on swap on the Banshee into Raven. So just some standard harassment here, going into Raven harass, going into a little bit later tank production as the Tech Lab is now done. ByuN dropping into the main. He's got his Reaper Hellion towards the left-hand side as well. Oh, okay, that's deflected. ByuN is forced back. He does attempt to go for the pylon. Mine shot goes off. Very nice connection. Takes down a stalker, pulls away. Does pull away. ShoWTimE claiming his third. And now we're settling in. Now, we're keeping an eye out for a couple of different things here. First things first, we have the Adam Swap here going into Stim, but we're keeping an eye on another set of Raxes. If we go for a 4th and 5th Rax, that is indicative of an all-in. Likewise, we can see the Stim has begun. We're not going for any kind of crazy earlier move out without Stim, with any earlier tank production. So far, everything's looking quite standard. Again, we speak about this all the time, but ByuN, he's known for playing more in the mid game and playing more in the mid to late game as well. Out of all the Korean Terran players, he's the least aggressive and the least all-in. Less so than Ryung, than GuMiho, than Kira, than Bunny, than Maru, all the other, than Percival. All the other Korean Terrans do base all-in more often than ByuN. Not saying he never does it, but just less often, less frequent. Regardless, we're still keeping an eye open here for extra Raxes. As ByuN is still waiting for his upgrade, still building up. As it's building up, ShoWTimE getting into +1 in charge. Standard follow-up here, so Blink into charge into +1. Now, the downside is that ShoWTimE will have delayed splash damage. So delayed Storm, delayed Colossus, instead of relying on a more heavy gateway composition. Now we can see he's not going into Storm, he's going into Colossus. As he's on Sorgs, they get into the mineral line. 3, 4, 5 SCVs going down, and not bad. ByuN is across the map. And ShoWTimE are going to have to recall. We're going to have to recall back home. There's that recall. ByuN is pushing up. Stim is almost complete. Force fields, they will buy some time. They buy some time here. But ByuN is getting on top of the production. This is where he needs to be. This was his goal, I should say. His goal here was to get on top of the production, the gateway, the robo as well. It means the ByuN does nothing. And these are brutal losses here for ShoWTimE. So there will not be Colossus. Stimming in. Stim in, Zelce trying to come in from behind. Nice catch here on those on siege tanks. Ooh. Tanks, they do unload, but ShoWTimE holds. Okay. Oh my god. Diving on the medevacs. Got one, doesn't quite get the other. Nice defense here from ShoWTimE. Again, he was able to catch ByuN unsieged. Dude loses production, and again, that means his Colossus is heavily delayed. But he holds. ShoWTimE holds, he survives. ByuN behind this, getting a 3rd CC. Building up into a longer game. So 3rd CC, 2 more Raxes. Again, that was a brutal push by ByuN. He did a lot of damage, but nothing critical. No critical damage, just delaying ShoWTimE more than anything. And ShoWTimE can now expand. ShoWTimE expanding, getting a 4th base. From here, I do favor ShoWTimE. If only he didn't lose the robo, right? Losing the robo was brutal, and it does slow him down. Otherwise, he would have a Colossus by now. Without it, it's going to be a bit of a rocky early to mid game. It's going to be a rocky couple of moments. Colossus just now beginning. Zealot Romai does move out. Back at home, we do have a bunker. Have some reinforcements. I'll take it on top of the bunker. Bunker goes down, mine shots going off, not the best connections. Zelce got to flood in, and ByuN races back home. He sends everything back. There's a recall. Saves one Zealot. Just the one. The last ShoWTimE, he was able to just buy that time, which is what's important here. Buy time for the Colossus. He has one. He has the first Colossus, now a second one is on the way. See ShoWTimE trying to collapse in. And ByuN is fighting out of range of his tanks. He shouldn't really be able to achieve too much here. But reinforcements have arrived. He's got his ghosts, he's got his EMPs. Okay. TP does land. He lands. ShoWTimE. The mind shots are brutal. Yeah, brutal mind connections. Tank bullies as well. ShoWTimE is up to 3 Colossus, but he's put out too many Zealots. And now he has no buffer. Yeah, he has no buffer, no supports. EMP goes up, and the Colossus are going down. He gets one. And now ByuN going for the other. Doesn't quite break through. But ByuN's been trading very well. Trading very well here. Just wedging himself in between the bases. Takes down 2 more gates once again. God, the mind shots have been brutal. And GG gets called. There's nothing left here. ByuN, he will take the game. He'll take a lead in the series. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Behind this ByuN, of course, he had a third base, but this is where the map comes into play. The reason why we speak so often about aggression on Pylon and how aggression is favored is because the rush distance by ground is shorter and the bases are a lot more vulnerable. They're a lot more accessible to the opposing army as well. So it was a very, very difficult defense there for ShoWTimE. He was able to muster up his Colossus, but as we saw, the mine shots and the tank blows were brutal. The Zealots, they just melted despite having so many. They went down real fast and real quick. And without those Zealots, there was just no support for the army. GG. GG, well played. ByuN takes the lead, and now we're jumping to game number 2. Jumping to game 2. Game 2 is going to be on Tokamak. We go from the 2 extremes, kind of. Where Pylon is known for aggression, Tokamak is known for longer games. So Tokamak has a much more defensive 3 and 4 base setup. We can force longer games on Tokamak, and we'll see if ShoWTimE can get there. Likewise, we could even see ByuN be greedier this time and try to take advantage of the map as well. Let's go. Let us go. As we're getting into our next game and spawning in the top right hand corner of Tokamak, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the German Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Sentinels. It is ShoWTimE. So getting into our next game, and again, this is a map where we're going to have a little more breathing room here. ShoWTimE will have an easier time scouting pushes, defending against pushes, shutting them down, defending the 3rd, the 4th base. It isn't just the rush distance, but again, we have a lot of ramps, a lot of choke points as well that you can take advantage of. That you can use to your advantage to slow down an army and to buy time. So again, we'll keep an eye on our openers. Last game, ByuN, he went for a double gas opener into a mine drop, went Reaper Hellion into mine drop, into his follow-up stim timing. Here, do you see what I see? Single gas. Single gas, guys. So ByuN, he's going for something more economic, going for a Rax expand, which again is what we expected out of ByuN on Tokamak. We spoke about how we can cut corners, we can be greedy, we can make use of the map as well as the Terran player. Now, ByuN, he has been known to cut even more corners than this. We have seen ByuN go for a 3rd CC before 2nd Rax before. That has occurred in the past. Or, yeah, we have seen him go 3 CC, 3 Rax. So he does like to mix that in. ShoWTimE, he scouts, and he confirms that there's only 1 gas. So he is aware. ByuN getting a CC on the high ground, behind this going for the factory. Not a 2nd Rax. And we're getting into our game. Now, we do see ByuN being more economic with his opener. We could see ShoWTimE do the same. Last game, we had a 3-gate blink opener with a robo on 2 bases. This time, we could see 2-gate blink into a 3rd, right? You can cut gateways, you can cut tech, you can cut gases as well, and try to rush into an earlier expansion. It is risky, but there are certain maps where it is a little bit less risky to go for. Tech Lab on the Rax into add-on Sob. This time there's no Reaper Hellion, so no Reaper Hellion production. Going for the safety Cyclone. Once again, Twilight Council out of ShoWTimE. We're expecting Blink. The real question is, how many gateways? So far, 2nd gateway gets thrown down, and we're getting ready for a 3rd. 3-gate blink. 3-gate blink. Once again, a safe play out of ShoWTimE. Not taking any chances. Hallucination does confirm the timing of these second racks, also the timing of the starport. So ShoWTimE knows it's a 1-1-1. ShoWTimE is aware. So he should be getting ready for drop play. Now he expands. Now this isn't the greediest build that we could have gone for, but this is still greedier than last game. Remember, what was the opener of last game? It was 3-gate blink into a robo, followed by the third. This time, delayed robo. The robo is delayed, and we do go for a faster Nexus. It is not as fast as 2-gate blink, but faster nonetheless. More economic than last game. Ooh, going for the Forge. Okay. Going for the earlier Forge, interesting. No robo. WardiTV drop is coming in, and we'll see how quickly ShoWTimE does react. As he does pull the voice. Ooh, does focus on the first WardiTV. Does get one. He pulls away from the other. Pulls back, he pulls away. Behind this, it was the initial drop play into Cloak Banshee. A little more dedicated here from ByuN, as he is moving out. And again, this is what pre-stim. Pre-stim. This is what ByuN does best. Going for a stimless move out. Vanilla Marines, a couple of tanks as well. The Banshees, of course. Move out. Catching out one, catching out two Stalkers. Two Stalkers going down. WardiTV drop back into the main base. And ShoWTimE was not able to slow this down. We do see that ByuN is already here with everything. With the tanks, with soon the Banshees as well. Getting on top of the shield batteries. And ShoWTimE is getting caught with this pants down. Again, he didn't have anything to scout this ahead of time. And ByuN is on top of the third. He's already siege up on top of the third base. Ay. WardiTV back into the main. That does go for the eye of the Stalkers. He gets one of the tanks. He will clean this up and all without losing the expansion. Oh god. The base goes down. 12 probes as well. The economy is crippled in ShoWTimE. He has to counterattack. He has to move out. Banshee's moving in. I mean, there's nothing to kill. Not at the third. And back at home, what do we have? We have bunkers on the way. We have one tank. We have submarines. Remember, there's no stim. ShoWTimE, he might break this position. Yeah, the boys are being pulled. He has to pull the boys. Ooh, tank goes out instantly. Tank goes down, but bunkers are finishing. Yeah, bunkers, they do finish up. Another tank arrives. Banshee as well, and ByuN holds. ByuN, he holds on across up. He's still doing more damage. There's no robo. Yeah, no robo, no detection. GG gets called. Remember, he never got a robo, and ByuN, he will take the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. ByuN, he does claim the series again. No robo out of ShoWTimE. We spoke about how ShoWTimE, he did skip his robo before the third base, but he never got it because he got the Forge instead. He went for the Forge into +1, into charge, no detection. GG, well played. I mean, even before that, the move out was brutal. The move out was critical. We saw that he was able to break the expansion and break the economy and just snowball from there. GG, well played. ByuN, he will advance on to the semifinals. And do we have our opponent ready? Let's go. Let's find out. Let us find out. As we do, we have the lower semifinals. herO takes on Creator 2-0. Now we're heading over to the Korean server for herO versus ByuN. Likewise, we have QR versus herStim and MaxPax versus ryung. QR takes down Shameless 2-1. Shout out to Shameless, did force the ace match. Did go all the way to game number 3. Very nice, very impressive. as we are heading on over for those lower semis. Now, specifically for this tournament, we do typically cover both semis. The upper and the lower semifinals are going to be casted. I believe the upper semis are going to be held for us. We're going to be focusing on herO and ByuN for the time being. Then we can catch up on whoever's going to be coming out on top in the upper matches. We're expecting that to be MaxPax and Cure. That's kind of what we're expecting, but we'll see. You know, upsets can happen. herO might be able to take down MaxPax. herO could take down Cure. So we'll see. We shall see. For now, vetoes are underway. And for now, we're going to be going on a very short break. Going to be going on a short break. When we come back, videos will be done, and we'll jump into our next series. See you soon. See you soon, Pappy. See you soon. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the semifinals, our semifinales here of the WardiTV Monday number 47. We are here, we are back. We have our top 4 players, at least 2 of them, and we're here to determine who will make it to the finals. Who will be the first player to the grand finals? The grand finals will be a Protoss or a Terran. We're here to find out. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of I haven't even, what have I been doing? God damn it. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Torches, we have our South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top left, sorry, top right hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player. It is a herO. For Twisted Minds. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim this series. Best of luck in the chat as we set up for the semis. Let's go. SFR double gas opener. herO does poke in, just being as annoying as possible. Let's pull away. And welcome to Torches. Torches is one of the most aggressive maps on the map where you can be hyper aggressive. You can be very much so in the face of your opponent as well. You can mine through these patches, gain access to the center, and commit to all-ins. Oh boy. Aye. Can't commit. And we'll see which of our two players is going to be aggressive and how aggressive we plan on being. Again, I appreciate that we're on torches. Torches is a rare sight. We often do see it vetoed. We often see it skipped. It's very rare. When it comes to the map itself, when it comes to the short rush distance, it isn't just about the middle patches, it's short rush distance by air. We have goal bases in the center, we have more goal bases on the left hand side, we have the healing pad as well. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Aye, aye, aye. Crazy. And speaking of short rushes by air, I mean, hey, we have a tech of choice. Not a Spy Council, Stargate. So Stargate opener out of herO. Already making use of the map itself. Stargate openers are rare. They are rare sites, but hey, on torches, you can go for them. They're a little more viable, a little more impactful. We'll be opening up with the Stargates. Meanwhile, we have our 1-1-1 setup here out of ByuN. Remember, ByuN, he went for a delayed CC. He went for the faster factory instead. He's got his Reaper Hellion, is going to be pushing up the ramp, and we'll see what he can get done here at the natural. As herO, he doesn't have much. He has the adepts. We'll see if he can keep up. See if he can keep up. So far, zoning away. Does zone. Is keeping up. I don't think ByuN has actually gone into. Yeah, he hasn't gone into the main base. He doesn't know what's going on. He hasn't seen the tech of choice until just now. Whew. Now he's aware. Here hunt down the Reapers, hunt down the Hellion. At the same time, here comes the drop across the map. Now, this is the biggest downside of opening up Stargate, is that your units are quite limited. They're all energy-based units to be able to defend. And ByuN, he might find some damage going into the main. We'll see. Again, there's only 2 adepts on the ground. Sorry, 3 adepts. 3 adepts in that Phoenix. Oracle does hit the mineral line. SCV's going to be going down. At the same time, ByuN does drop in. Drops into the main base. Sends away the Phoenix. Gets across, picks up a couple of SCVs. There we go, 2 SCVs going down, a couple of Marines as well. I mean, the Oracle has done a lot of damage, and the drop didn't really get much done. I was hoping that maybe we'd be able to get into the mineral line, but there was a shield battery. For the most part, herO, he was able to keep up. The drop does nothing, and ByuN, he's in a rough position here. He is in a rough position. Behind this is going into Cloak Banshees. And now, we already have a Robo. We already have a Robo. We already have the Oracle for Revelation. Adepts are shading across the map. He's moving in, but here is ready. Oof. More than, oh god, more than ready. Takes down the drop, takes down the Marine. Shades into the mineral line. Does move in, takes down more SCVs, likewise shading into the main base, and ByuN, he has no economy. Like, there's just nothing going on here. Oh god. And, I mean, you saw how comfortable ByuN was against ShoWTimE, but here, herO's just been a lot more chaotic. It's been a lot more chaotic, a lot more intense. Banshees, they do hit the main, though. Okay. Hit the main base. Where's that Revelation? Yeah, without it, probes are going down left and right. Oracle's racing back home. Revelation now coming in, but 16 probes, solid damage. ByuN is back in this. I was like, we can keep going. Nah, apparently not. Despite that, GG, well played. I mean, that is all that ByuN had left. I was hoping that maybe he could recover economically, but that is not the case. That is not the case. GG, well played. herO takes game number 1. GG. GG. And again, herO, he was able to just gain momentum early on. Remember, he went for the initial Stargate. It went unscouted. ByuN, he had nothing, or he had no vision. He had no idea what was going on. He tried to respond with his own drop, which I believe had potential, but as we saw, didn't do any damage. Didn't do any damage. He was just torn apart by the aggression of herO. GG. We're now getting into game number 2. An impressive play. Impressive play there by herO. Again, ByuN just had a really hard time getting a read on what herO was up to, keeping up, and we'll see how that changes coming into Persephone. Now, after game 1, we can't really read too much into it. A lot of what happened in game 1 is because of the map itself. It isn't just the short rush distance by air, which allows for Stargate openers to be a little bit more impactful, but on top of that, you can't scout. There's no Reaper Cliff to get into the main base. We didn't really get to talk about that, but there's no Reaper Cliff to get in, so scouting with your initial Reaper Hellion is very difficult on torches, which is also why, I mean, ByuN got caught with this pants down as well. It is harder to scout specifically on that map. Here, coming into Persephone, it is easier to scout, and it's a bit of a more standard map. It still has its own quirks. We'll get into it. As spawning in the bottom hand corner of Persephone, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss player. We have the red Protoss himself. It is herO. Let's go. Hello, ByuN. As ByuN moves out with the SCV, and this should be for an eBay block, I would imagine. We'll see if he sticks around here for a proxy instead. Oh, never mind. Okay, going for the proxy. Going for the proxy, not going for the block. We'll commit just outside of the base. He's like, finally a map where I can go into the main. True. Not wrong. Setting up. Oh, as herO just try to focus on that SCV, doesn't quite get it. Oh, Jesus, that's ByuN. He really wants that probe. And the probe will barely get away on 1 HP. The 1 HP probe, I mean, I say barely get away. The Reapers, oh, I was going to say the Reaper should be able to hunt it down, but the Reaper's across the map. Of course, herO does scout. herO does confirm. I should have emphasized that. It does confirm that the Rax is missing. The Rax is nowhere to be found. Reaper does hit the main. And gets a probe. Gets 1 probe. We have more Reapers in production. Stalker's being chronoed as we speak. So far, 1 probe is nice, but he needs more. There we go. 2nd probe does fall. Gets a 2nd worker. Thankfully, healing pad does not heal the DPS of Reapers. As he hunts down the probe. Behind this, getting into his own 2-1-1, sorry, his own 1-1-1 setup. CC on the high ground. Again, it's a delayed CC, a delayed economy here for ByuN. That's why these Reapers, they have to get more damage done. Does threaten a dive, but doesn't get too much here. Perks in, perks out. Away. ByuN pulls away once again. Stargate. Okay, I wasn't really expecting that here. I mean, Persephone, similar to Torches, also has a short rush distance by air. But okay, once again going Stargate, and once again we are denying vision. ByuN, he's not gotten in. So cheeky play here by herO. ByuN getting into his own 3-1-1 setup. ByuN does move in. ByuN once again heading into the main. Does get behind the mineral line. Does get a full scout, does confirm the Stargate, and you can see the drop race back home. If ByuN was in the middle of that drop, he would have lost everything, by the way. Would have lost the Cyclones, would have lost the Medevac. So thankfully, ByuN, he turns back around, otherwise he would have been punished. And now he's set up to defend. Yeah, very nice setup here. Double lock-on, lock-ons are broken. But ByuN doesn't lose anything. Okay, we have a back and forth. We have a back and forth here. ByuN, he's building up on 2 bases. herO still has a greater economy, now working towards a 3rd. And we'll see what herO can achieve with these Phoenixes. Again, ideally he wants to catch that drop, but now that he got scouted, he failed to deny the scouts. Now ByuN is chilling back at home. He's contained. He's contained on 2 bases. And herO, he's going for the classic Phoenix Colossus. Okay, it's been a while. It's been a while since I've seen this kind of style at this level of play, so a crazy throwback here. Again, Phoenix Colossus is a style that was very meta back in 2022, 2023-ish era of StarCraft. It's very prevalent for a number of years, actually, I fell by the wayside just because all-ins and more aggressive bio pushes would just shut it down. Of course, we had the response of Ravens and anti-armor, sorry, not anti-armor, and Interference Matrix. That was before you needed the upgrade. There you go. ByuN is pushing. herO, he has no vision. Uh-oh. He doesn't see the main army. But ByuN, he doesn't commit. ByuN, he pulls back, he expands. Will be claiming his 3rd. Players are building up. I was a little bit concerned about herO missing a move out, but ByuN, he stays back at home. He stays back at home, building up his upgrades, taking up as well, getting up to a 3-base economy. Likewise, so is herO, so we're just slowing the game down. I do actually prefer herO in this kind of game state. He did have the faster saturation on the natural, and now getting a little bit faster at the 3rd. Never mind, as he is not warping in, he's not actually making any more probes, he's pushing. He's moving out through the center, making another Colossus, getting extra gateways. He has no Warp Prism, so he cannot reinforce his main army. But this is quite dedicated, because again, herO, he hasn't made an extra probe in quite some time. And he has the proxy gateway. So here he commits. Takes 1 Mind Shock to the face. Phoenixes, they catch the tank. Very nice positioning. Yeah, the tank will go down. Lifting up the Marauders. herO's trying to force his way through. Still a bit of an awkward angle of attack, but there are no more tanks. Yeah, there's no tanks, there's no Widow Mines. No defensive setup. SimCity is nice with the Colossus. They just have their way with this army. Oh my god. Yeah, herO, he breaks through. He breaks through the Colossus. They kite back well. Phoenixes, they dominate the skies. Nice EMP, but there's nothing left. There's nothing here. There's 1 ghost. There's like 2 Marines. GG gets called, and herO with a very strong push. Again, he cut workers on 2.5 bases. He stayed on 8 workers here at his 3rd. GG, well played. Whew. herO claims the series. GG, well played. A very chaotic series as well. Again, herO, he got up to 2-base saturation, made a couple of workers, but he cut workers. He went for a 2-base all-in essentially with mass Colossus, with his mass Phoenix. Again, it was a Phoenix Colossus build, but a much more aggressive variation. Didn't even get a Warp Prism. No Warp Prism whatsoever. He just committed instead. Oh. Did commit, did move out. GG. GG, well played. Making use of that proxy instead to warp in to reinforce, and then he was able to catch ByuN off guard. GG. GG, well played. Very impressive performance there by herO. Very aggressive, very flashy as well, as is the case typically with herO. And herO, he's our first finalist. He's our first finalist of the broadcast. Oh. As it looks like we have... Oh, looks like we're jumping in mid-series. MaxPax, he takes down ryung 2-1, and we have Cure versus herO's, which apparently is mid-series. I had no idea. Quarterfinals. But it is mid-series here. Cure versus herO's. We're tied up 1-1. And we are going to the ace match. Impressive. Impressive play there. Here we go. I don't know what happened in game 1 or game 2, but now we're loading into game 3 on Pylon, and we can make an assumption how Cure is going to play on Pylon. Let's go, baby, let's go. As all the casters have converged. We're all coming together. How's this Taiwanese? Lemon is Chinese, if I'm not mistaken. Lemon is Taiwanese. Lemon, he's, as we mentioned before, best player in all of Taiwan. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Pylon, we have our red Terran player. We have a South Korean Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Cure. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss, the blue Protoss player from the land of the Netherlands, representing Shopify Rebellion. It is herO's. Go. And if you're in the chat, predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we are nearing the tail end of the broadcast. I say we're nearing the tail end just because, of course, after this series, we have the upper semis and then the grand final. So we have 2 more matches left after this one. Let's go. The winner of the series faces off against MaxPax in those semis. Again, if you're watching Game 1 and Game 2 between herO's and Cure, I would appreciate what occurred in those matches. We can assume that Cure is going to be hyper-aggressive coming into Pylon. What I will say that herO's has been enjoying these more Twilight Council charge-heavy openers instead. It is a very safe way to play, and I feel like, especially on Pylon, there's more reason to try to even blindly open up charge as well. We'll see if herO's goes for it again. We'll see if he feels the need to. As we have our initial economic opener, ranks expand out of Cure, single gas. So going for the faster economy. From here, we can go into a tech lab, factory, into add-on swap into Cyclone, or we can even try to go into early Marauder production if we had a probe scout. But herO's, he is not scouting. He scouts for proxies, but he does not send a probe across the map, so he does not know how aggressive or how economic Cure is opening up. As Cure, he's scouting for a proxy gateway. Scout does check. From here, herO's is going to be taking up. Twilight Council's on the way. Does go for his Twilight Council. We'll see if he goes into charge or blink. Curious. Curious to see what he goes for. And so now we're just slowing things down. We have that add-on swap into Cyclone. From here we can go into drop play. Interesting that we actually got the ranks right on the add-on, so we're not going for a swap. At least we're not set up for that. So we can go for earlier stim. Okay. So Cyclone, no tank follow-up either. At least not yet. Just bringing the tech lab. herOM straight away going for a charge, as we assumed. If you remember at the start of the series, we spoke about how herOM is very fond of going into charge, specifically against players where he feels like they're going to be aggressive. We spoke about how this is ideal. This is ideal against like a tank-based all-in early on. So herOM playing very safe in a sense because he does rush straight into the third, which is crazy. Let's go. It's a fast third base. Rushing to charge lots. And we'll see if if he's going to be able to gather up enough forces in time to defend against that stim timing. Remember, early stim from Cure, and herOM scattered it. He knows. Awesome. He saw the racks on the tech lab. herOM, he does defend, does deflect. Temple Archives on the way, working towards Storm. So again, charge into Storm. And it's going to be a very close timing. It's going to be very clutch. As Stim is still halfway done. But I believe Cure he will hit before Storm is done. Before Storm is going to actually impact this, come into play. He saw the tech, but he's not exactly aware of what was researched. Unless herOM went into charge earlier in this series. I don't know if Cure is going to be expecting that, but here he comes. Let's go. Yeah, Stim will finish. We'll finish up as the fight commences. Temple Archives is done. Here comes Cure. The boys have been pulled. The boys have been pulled. It is that 2-base all in. Cure does push forward. The boys are seen. We have an Archon morphing in. Okay. And we've got some force fields as well. Sentry is ready. Nice force fields. Cure, he plays it safe. Plays it safe, does pull back. This does buy some time. But Cure is getting on top of the gateways. Gateways are going to be going down. This is going to slow down the production. There are only 4 gates. Going to be down to 2. herOM, does catch a reinforcing tank. Not bad. Here comes in from behind, collapses on top of the tanks as well. Gets one, but the other 2, they stand strong. Yeah, massive tank shots going up. herOM, he cannot engage. And herOM, he may just lose everything here. The gateways, he's catching reinforcements. Again, this position here is just brutal. 2 tanks in a bunker. And herOM, he will lose the natural. He'll lose the natural base. He'll lose the mineral line as well. Breaking these Archons is not going to be easy. Cure's going for it. Setting up another bunker. Bunker's on the way. Another tank is on the way as well. And that might just be the nail in the coffin. As the 3rd tank has arrived. Sorry, a 4th. Jesus. Getting up to 4 tanks. Getting caught on siege. And one of them caught on siege for a moment there, but the tank boys are brutal. Stalkers go down. And GG gets called. GG gets called. herOM, he is going to fall. And Cure, he will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the semis. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Cure, he will claim the series. Impressive results here out of herOM, as again, he took down Lemon and he took a map off of Cure as well. Very impressive. Again, I don't know what happened in game 1 or game 2. I would expect more of the same. Like herOM, he's been known for going for these charge-based openers to shut down these all-ins, but herOM, he was not able to spot this ahead of time. We saw that ideally he wanted to work towards Storm, but this hit pre-Storm as well, and these all-ins do hit different. They do hit faster on Pylon as well, so herOM wasn't quite able to defend. He was doing a great job when it came to catching reinforcements. I was very impressed by his army movements, coming in from behind, catching a tank, catching out some Marines as well, but he could not stop the army from sieging up in front of the production. GG. GG. With that, we have our semis. Let's go. we have our semifinals. It is going to be a best of 3 between Cure and MaxPax. Okay. Weaker. Okay, semis, we do have MaxPax and Cure. They're going to be facing off. Again, herO, he's waiting for the winner of this series, waiting in the grand finals for a Protoss or Terran opponents. For one or the other. One or the other. And we're here to find out which one. Vita's underway. It feels like a short broadcast, actually. Feels like a bit of a shorter broadcast. We're blazing through these matches. Again, we're only 2 hours in. We're like an hour earlier than usual. But at the same time, like, there have been some less players being active. True. We have seen less players. Just because post-EWC, a lot of players are either taking a break. Clem is on vacation, of course, is in Croatia. But also, a lot of players also getting ready for the 2v2 circuit as well. Like, they've been focusing and fixating on that. It's the other kind of big event that's been going on. It's been a lot of fun to work with, for sure. A lot of fun. Oh, the 2v2. But otherwise, I guess we're going to be going on a short break. Yeah, I guess we're going to be going on a short break here. When we come back soon, we'll have MaxPax and Cure. We'll see you soon. See you soon after the break. See you soon. Never mind. God damn it. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the semifinals. The second semifinals of the WardiTV Monday number 47. We are here, and we are soon going to be jumping into our first game of this series. Again, looks like we did have a bit of an issue coming into this, but we are all loading in, and we're all getting ready for our semis, our fresh best of 3. Let's go. Again, Kira just took down herO 2-1, and now we're going to be jumping into another Terran versus Protoss matchup. It's what we're used to here, what we're used to, of course. And once again, Kira going to be loading into his map of choice. Game 1 is going to be on Pylon. We spoke about this, we bring this up all the time. It came into play last game as well, last series. Pylon is known for all-ins, known for aggression, so we're expecting an all-in out of the Terran player here. As in the top left-hand corner, we have our Protoss, we have our red Protoss player, the Danish Protoss, representing ShoWTimE Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Terran player, we have the blue Terran, representing Team Liquid. It is GuMiho. And if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our Terran versus Protoss matchup. Let's go. Whew. Let us go. Oh, hello. As Kira, he opens up with an SCV across the map with a Proxy Rax. Okay, we're going to be opening up with Proxy Reaper. We'll see what Kira can get done. We'll see if he can achieve some damage early on. We'll see if he can take a lead. Let's go. As MaxPax moves out with his Probe Scout. With this Probe Scout, he'll be able to confirm that the Rax is missing, so he will know that. Whether it's a real or a fake proxy, it's going to be up to MaxPax to determine himself. It'll be up to MaxPax. As the probe does move in. And you can see MaxPax scouting, trying to confirm what's going on. Attempting to confirm. And the probe does poke in. Just getting a full scout of the main base. We do have a double gas opening here out of Cure. Reaper does get into the main, and MaxPax is going to be up to him to micro back to preserve his workers. So far, so good. Ooh, one probe does go down. It's a nice start for Cure, but ideally he wants us. He does get a second probe. Okay, okay. Does get 2 probes. Pulls away. The bunker does not complete at the natural, thankfully. Doesn't complete. More Reapers are on the way, and from here the game will continue. Again, this is not an all-in by any means. It's just a way to get a lead early on, to deal some early damage, to force a reaction. We can see here a shield battery on the way on the low ground. Does force out the Stalker to be more defensive as well. And there's a cancellation. There's the expand. Meanwhile, Curie does follow this up with the Cyclone. Cyclone will help shut down the Stalkers. Speaking of, Stalkers are moving out across the map to harass, to punish. Curiosity still needs more time. Reapers move out, so they run into the Stalker. The initial one is here to delay the CC, and he will. He will delay. As the SCV goes down. Down. Cyclone has arrived. And with help of the Cyclone, we should be able to hold on. Doesn't have a bunker yet, which is a little bit concerning. The Cyclone is going to be targeted down. Yeah, MaxPax does force his way in. Ooh, does go for the medevac. Medevac does make that nice control so far. Does take down one, does take down 2 of the Stalkers, but the medevac. He will still lose the medevac. He will lose the Cyclone as well. Ay, ay, ay. MaxPax, he comes out on top. He will lose the army, but hey, takes down a medevac and 2 Cyclones. Not a bad trade. Ideally, he wanted a little bit more. Ideally, he wanted to even just kill and break through the army and get into the middle line and deny mining. So back and forth trade. Behind this, we have Blink on the way. herO, he was playing Stargate every game, which was crazy, but here a lot more standard. Like MaxPax, he plays a lot more standard, getting into Blink, extra gateways, so 3-gate Blink into a third. Safe play there by MaxPax. Meanwhile, herO going for Cloak Banshee. Now, based on herO's setup here, he may turn the... he's getting another Cyclone. I was going to say he may turn this into a 2-base all-in, and to move out without Stim, without any kind of upgrades for his bio, just Marines, tanks, Banshees, pull the boys, similar to what we saw against herStim. But he doesn't really have the setup for it yet. He still needs more time. The Banshee does move out initially to harass, not with the main push. Meanwhile, MaxPax, he's moving out with his own counterattack. Remember, he has 3 gateways behind this. Or we can 3 Stalkers at a time. herO, because of that second Cyclone, he has no tank. Oh, he has 1 tank at the natural, but he has no tank in the main. It is delayed. It's delayed. Banshee makes its way in. SV is going to be going down. At the same time, Banshee does get across the map as well. True. Does siege. Here he defends. Likewise, so does MaxPax. As the Observer is out. MaxPax going back in, punishing the tank. Tank was on siege, losing more SCVs. Oh. MaxPax even takes on the Banshee. We have a more even trade. But again, herO was hoping for a little bit more. He does lose those Banshees. And MaxPax can afford to reinforce. Now MaxPax, oh god, I just realized we're getting into mech. God damn it. Mech is on the way. I mean, mech has been more viable as of late, thanks to, of course, the new Cyclone. Tank goes down, or the new old Cyclone, really. As MaxPax will break the natural, takes down the tank, takes down the bunker. He does not get into the mineral line. herO, he's holding on. And he's trying to make this work. And MaxPax, he sees everything, by the way. He sees all 3 factories. He does see the setup. He's aware of the mech, and all he needs is a gateway army. Stalkers and chargelets. That's where he can excel. And even before that, he's just punishing herO. herO doesn't have an army right now. He has 5 vanilla Marines and a Cyclone. Notice, oh, never mind. True that, yeah, the Observer's behind this. He has detection, takes down the Cyclones, and MaxPax, he has done it. He has broken herO. He attempted to get into mech, but it's not going to happen. GG gets called, and MaxPax, he takes game number 1. Whew, GG. GG will play it again. herO, he had a shaky start when it came to his own aggression, when it came to his own harassment. The Banshee was shut down multiple times even. We saw he was punished for lacking that tank as well. And MaxPax did snowball out of control. Very impressive play there from MaxPax, being able to defend, being able to punish. And again, herO, he just needed more time to get his factories up and running, to embrace those upgrades, to get into mech. It takes a while to really get into that kind of style, and he didn't get there. Did not get there in the end. GG. And now we're getting into game number 2, a similar map here to Pylon. Up next, we're going to be loading into Ultra Love, another map that's known for aggression. Known for all-ins. herO, he didn't necessarily go for an all-in or anything like that, but he got punished by the aggression of MaxPax. MaxPax was very much so in his face, and we can see that again here. Let's go. Let us go. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have our blue Protoss player. Our blue Protoss representing ShoWTimE Gaming from land of Denmark, leading the series 1-0. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the red Terran player representing Team Liquid. It is herO. Go. As we get into that second game, and we'll see where our players take us. we'll see where Kier takes us specifically, right? We were expecting Kier to go for aggression and an all-in last game. He didn't. He did open up with a proxy, sure, but he was following it up with mech of all things, and was punished as a result. Here coming into Ultra Love, likewise, rush distance by ground is quite short, so we have seen a lot of successful all-ins here on this map as well, but again, aggression is favored on both sides, and we have seen MaxPax excel with Blink Stalker Harass and Blink Stalker Commitment. So it's not easy to approach MaxPax on Ultra Love either. Single gas, going for a faster CC. Economic start here by Cure. And we'll see if this leads into a Cyclone drop. We'll see if this leads into, once again, Cloak Banshee. The Banshees were doing damage last game. The problem is that as probes were going down, Cure was also losing SEVs, so it wasn't really worth it. Both players were losing workers, but Cure was losing Banshees. MaxPax, he was preserving his Stalkers. So MaxPax, he was coming out ahead in that early game in those trades. From here, MaxPax does open up Zealot first. The purpose of the Zealot first is to delay the CC. And he will. Will delay. Not bad. And we'll see for how long he can pull this off. Twilight Counter behind this, working towards Blink. Adept has arrived to reinforce, to once again just maintain control of the low ground. This is oftentimes why we see a CC on the high ground instead, to try to avoid the situation. And so far, just a really strong start for MaxPax. Delays, gets a Marine, gets one, gets two. There's 3 Marines left. Another Adept has like here, he just can't expand. He's going for the Cyclone behind this. There was no add-on swap, so the Cyclone production is a little bit more delayed. These Marines are trying to keep up. What's important though is that again, still the CC is stuck in stasis. It's just not complete. Chase into the main. Gets a couple of SEVs. He only shaded him with 1, so he still delays the command. This is brutal. This is just a brutal start here. I was hoping that we can sink our teeth into game 2, but it's a very shaky start for Cure. And MaxPax is just chilling. Back at home, getting into Blink. Robo's on the way. Extra gateway, so 3-gate Blink. Robo on 2 bases, very safe play here by MaxPax. And the pressure is on Cure. Pressure is on. Oh boy. He's moving in. He's moving in. Blink is almost done. His Prism is coming out as well. And this is going to be a shaky defense here. There's no bunker. Yeah, there's no bunker. So far, though. He's holding on. Second tank is almost out. Getting into tank and Cloak Banshee. The tank has arrived. Remember, last game, this tank wasn't here. We got another Cyclone instead, which is why Cure had a bit of a shakier defense. But the tank is on its own. Max actually dives in. Goes for the dive. Does focus on the first tank. Tank goes down. And here he can trade. Kiting back. Back off, he can warp in. Behind this is expanding. Remember, there's no all-in, it's only 3 gateways. But But as MaxPax picks off tanks, that means that he has a weaker move out, a weaker push. A weaker defense as well, of course. Yeah, as he gets another tank, remember there was no bunker. He never got any bunkers here. So greedy out of Cure. Ay, ay, ay. He will hold, he will defend. But he's losing so much more here. And 4 Stalkers, a one-shot SCVs. Takes on 3 workers. Pulls away. MaxPax does get into the main. Once again, with 4 SCVs, sorry, with 4 Stalkers, he can just take down the SCVs one after the other. That's going to be 4. It's going to be up to 5 SCV kills. Oh. Picks up, doesn't lose any Stalkers. And, yeah, at the most, Cure, he can hope to pull the boys. The problem is that he's been losing tanks, losing Marines, losing SCVs. He doesn't really have much to pull. Doesn't really have much of an army to work with here. The upgrades are going to be a power spike for Cure. That is true. Is it going to be enough, though? I'm referring to Stim. Referring to Stim. +1 just began. Curious deflected. Here he's turned away. He's still just contained on 2 bases. So he has to try to break out. Okay, coming in from behind. Let's go. Loads behind the army. Here comes the main move out. MaxPax does get one of the Medivacs. We can see Cure stimming in, coming in for the surround. And again, it's all or nothing. Right now, it's all or nothing for Cure. Cashing out a couple of Stalkers. Behind this, MaxPax been building up his own Zealots. Storm is not yet done. At the same time, Zealot drop into the main. There's not many Zealots. God, but MaxPax, he just has so much army here. Yeah, just so many charge loads. He rushes on in, takes down both tanks, cleans this up completely. And Cure has to get the hell out of here, but there's no escaping. There's no escaping this many Stalkers. They can just blink forward. Oh, actually, never mind. Doesn't chase. I was going to say you can blink forward, focus on the Medivacs. Ah, but distracted by the Banshees. Banshee outside of the natural and in the main. Yeah, Storm is not complete. He's got the Storms. He was a little bit wasteful with the Storms, so he's down to 2. Soon to be 3. He's got 3 Storms as the first one. MaxPax, his War Prism is across the map. Not with the main army. Has to respect the concave. But as the main armies clash, MaxPax goes into the main, goes to the Warp in. Storms a crazy army, they mainly zone, but here come those Zealots straight into the main. Straight into the main base mineral line. Oh, brutal. Oh god, the Storm is brutal. Does take the Storm to the face. And with that, MaxPax, he's done it. GG gets called, he crushes the main army, and he pops off in the main as well. GG, MaxPax will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the grand finals. GG, well played. Congratulations, MaxPax. He will claim it. Will advance on. Shout to Cure for making it this far into the tournament, but what I will say is that Cure, he never got into his game. Cure, he thrives in the early to mid game with his all-ins, but before he could really pop off, before he could really get comfortable, MaxPax, he was there to shut him down. I think game 2 is a big example of that. It was just a really, really rough start for Cure. Remember, MaxPax, he just went Zealot first. He scouted with the probe, he saw the economic opener, he went Zealot first, whereas alongside, of course, us being on Ultra Love, he was able to delay the CC for so long with the Zealot, with the first Adept, with the second Adept as well. It was just a really rough start, and Cure, he was playing from behind. He was playing from behind from the beginning of the game, as he was struggling to keep up with that, with the early game aggression, with his own CC timing. Because that's why he skipped his bunkers, because he had to cut some corners, and because he skipped his bunkers, his tanks were exposed, and he was just losing even more. Tanks, SCVs, delayed CC, contained on 2 bases. It was just a really, really rough game there for Cure. His one chance was to try to bring together and piece together some kind of 2-base all-in, but he just didn't have the economy for it. Didn't have the economy. GG. GG, well played. And with that, we're now getting into our next game. We're getting into our grand finals. Those grand finales here. It's going to be a best of 5 between herO and MaxPax. Again, these two face off very often. They trade back and forth. I believe I typically lean towards herO when they do face off. But what I will say is that MaxPax has been impressing us. Over the past week of play, MaxPax, he has been playing StarCraft. It's crazy. He has been adapting and adjusting his PvP. No longer is he one note. No longer is he only going for the gate, for the double gas opener, gate, cyber, Stargate into expansion. We have been seeing more cheese out of MaxPax, more proxies, more all-ins, more 2-gate openers as well. MaxPax, he's finally thriving and having a little more versatility in his PvP. It's been great to see. It's been great to see, and we've been seeing MaxPax have a lot more success with that, and we'll see how that new style, how that compares to herO. Let's go. For now, we're going to be going on a short break. Take this time to get some snacks, get some food, get some water, drain your disruptors, massage your marines, and when we come back, we'll have those finals. See you soon, in a couple of moments. See you soon. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the grand finals, those grand finales here of the WardiTV Monday number 47. We are here. We have arrived with the final series of the broadcast. We're here to determine who's going to be our champion this morning in the right-hand corner of Leylands. We have our Danish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss. Aside from gaming, it is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player from South Korea. Representing Twisted Minds, it is herO. Go. Here we go, as we are going to be diving in. We're going to be settling into our next game. We're going to be settling into our grand finals, the best of 5. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Here we go. We are jumping on in. And when it comes to our PvP here, as we were mentioning, MaxPax, he has been diversifying his play so much more as of late. I do appreciate that. We've been seeing MaxPax have more success as a result. His PvP has been very shaky this year, but as you can see, 2-gate opener out of MaxPax of all players. And this is what I'm talking about. MaxPax freely himself opening up 2-gate like this is a rare sight, borderline unheard of. If you know anything about PvP, you'll know that MaxPax, he never goes for a 2-gate opener. He always goes for the quote-unquote MaxPax opener. Gate into Cybercore, into Stargate, into expansion. That is what he's been doing for the past, like, 5 years. Unironically. It's been years, baby. It's been years that he's just been doing nothing but the same build, nothing but the same opener. I do think that's why it took him a long time this patch to adjust, to adapt, and to actually embrace something different, because he's been doing the same thing for 5 years non-stop. So I don't blame him. But finally he has decided to actually embrace change and to open up 2-gate. Let's go. So 2-gate open out of MaxPax. herO gate expands. So gate expands. So it's going to be on MaxPax to punish. It's going to be on MaxPax to try to be aggressive and to make up for the otherwise economic deficit that he's going to have. So hyper greed out of herO. It's going to be on MaxPax to punish. Let's go. Coming into this, this is the first time that I'm seeing herO and MaxPax ever since MaxPax has changed his style, so I don't really know who to favor here. Typically, I would lean more towards herO, but now that MaxPax has been, again, you know, approaching PvP in a different way, it's hard to say. As we have a robo follow-up here out of herO. Getting into immortal production if he needs to. Meanwhile, Stargate follow-up at a MaxPax, opening up Oracle. So Adepts and Oracles to harass, to deal economic damage, to make up for the later expansion. And we'll see if he can make up for it. See if he can. There it is, immortal production has begun, the Oracle's on the way. herO trading with his opponent. So he doesn't quite make it in. Gets a probe, at the same time the Oracle has arrived. herO, he did not scout. He didn't quite scout, but he does have a shield battery. Oh. Warps and Stalkers, does defend back at home, does deflect. So far so good. herO's holding. He does hold on MaxPax. Because of the Stargate, it means that his blink timing is going to be delayed. So later blink out of MaxPax. These Oracles, he has to get damage done with them. He goes in. It's 1, 2. 2 probes so far. Gets 2 workers, rotates into the main base. herO, he does miss the rotation. Yeah, missed movement there by herO. Losing up to 6 probes. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, 6 workers going down. herO just out of position. As herO tries to punish, and he does get 1 adept. The others, they can just shade past. herO in position. Nice movement. But still losing another probe. Oh, another 2 probes even. It's becoming a bit much. players are building up. Here he's outside of the natural. Can't quite push in. Has to respect the stasis traps, of course. Yeah, safety void ray out of MaxPax. In case it were to be an all-in, we can see that here is expanding. And here he will have the faster third. And this is to make up for the earlier losses. You know, MaxPax, yeah, he's still not done. Ooh, he will lose 1 Oracle, but he does get 2 probes. That was 10 probes in total. 10 probes for 1 Oracle, and not a bad trade for MaxPax. Ideally, he wanted to keep the Oracle alive, but still, not bad. Picks in, pulls away. In, he pulls away. We have a massive gateway explosion here from herO going into Massive Wing Stalker. Meanwhile, MaxPax is taking up Forge on the way. Forge for +1, charge as well to get into charge lots to get into to refine his army. Yes, MaxPax is poking in, but he has no intention to try to break through. Oh, but he will distract. Steps into the natural. Remember, they can one-shot probes. Kind of they will. Got 1, 2 probes going down. Nice harassment there by MaxPax. Ooh, but he will lose the Void Ray. Again, MaxPax, he cannot fight herO head-on. Not with 3 Immortals. Like, the Immortal count is just far too high. And if you recall, here's that Gateway Explosion. And remember, no Forge. No Forge. Gateway Explosion. herO is going for a massive push. Going for essentially an all-in. You can see here, under saturation. Only half saturated here at the 3rd base. And he's not making probes. He has no intention to. So again, 2.5 base all-in at a herO. He moves out across the map. MaxPax is not ready for this. He's got slow lots. He's got slow lots to defend. Shield batteries are just now trying to finish up, but the Immortals, they break through. They break through. The boys are being pulled. MaxPax, he will snipe the Prism. Prism goes down. No more reinforcements. But there's still too much here. Yeah, MaxPax, he's caught out. A little bit too greedy, taking up too much. GG gets called, and herO, he overwhelms, and herO takes game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. herO does take a lead in the series. Again, MaxPax, unfortunately, he didn't realize how committed herO was. He didn't realize how few workers there were at the 3rd and how many gateways there were in the main. So MaxPax, he was getting ready for a longer game. He was investing into upgrades with the Forge, investing into charge, investing into a Templar Archives, investing heavily into tech, into saturating his 3rd base as well. All things getting ready for the mid game, whereas herO just went for the all-in. Just went for the all-in. He caught MaxPax with his pants down. The pants were down. MaxPax, he unfortunately didn't scout the main base, didn't see how many gateways there were, didn't realize the commitment. And now we're getting into our next game. But I do appreciate that MaxPax, again, he went for a 2-gate opener. I expect to see more 2-gate openers throughout the course of this series. I expect to see some more diversity out of MaxPax. We're already seeing it. We're already seeing it. Crazy. He's growing as a player, man. It's beautiful. Here we go. Clásico, sí. So now getting into game 2 and spawning in the top left-hand corner. Top left-hand corner of Pylon, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Sidestorm Gaming. Down in the series, but looking to bounce back, looking to make a series out of this. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss player from South Korea representing Twisted Minds. It is herO. here we are back getting into game number 2, and we'll keep an eye on MaxPax in regards to his opener. I'm hoping he doesn't capitulate too soon and doesn't go back to what he does best and go back into a gate expand setup. We'll see. We shall see. As gases are being taken, herO setting up further back. Going for a double gate opener. Okay, so 2-gate opener out of herO and a 2-gate opener out of MaxPax. Mirrored openers between our two players. You love to see it. Let's go, baby. Let's go. From here, we can go for our Cyber Core into our first units of choice. We can go double Sentry. We can go double Adept, double Stalker, Stalker Sentry. Different combinations do lead into different setups in the early game. We'll see what we go for. Let's see what we go for. Oh god, jeez, herO, calm down. A little bit of a misclick there from herO. Aye. As he does disrupt his own mining for a moment. Meanwhile, double Adept opener out of herO, so herO's going to be more aggressive. He's going to be looking to harass across the map. Meanwhile, Stalker Adept out of MaxPax. This is a little bit more middle of the road. The Adept is going to be designed to scout. The Stalker can be defensive back at home. Again, this is less about dealing damage, more about scouting across the map. Meanwhile, herO, his is about dealing damage, about being active, moving out, and getting to the mineral line. Meanwhile, we have a Stargate before expand from MaxPax, so he will be opening up Oracle. Again, he's very fond of Oracles in this matchup. We've seen how versatile he can be, or how effective he can be with those stasis traps, and with his Oracle harass as well, which was beautiful, excellent in the last game. Meanwhile, Stargate from herO. Oh. Okay. Both players opening up Stargate, depending on who scouts who, this might end up in a really weird situation. Okay. As Adepts trying to move in. So far, no one has gotten into each other's main bases. We have not been able to confirm the tech, whether it's a Twilight Council, Robo, or Stargate. MaxPax confirms there is no base, and herO throws down another gateway. Okay, throws down a 3rd gateway. Nexus has been placed. Adept into the main. Gets into the main base. More Adept shading across the map. But they're not able to achieve too much here. They get a probe. Yeah, they got one worker. They're going to be shot down. This is a brutal loss here for herO, bleeding out a lot of units early on. And remember, herO, his base is delayed. He only just now throws it down a very late natural. Now, he does at least find the Oracle, but... Oh, MaxPax shoots first. Yeah, MaxPax does shoot first. Oh, no, wasted DPS on the Oracle. Ay. Yeah, miscontrol there by herO. He was on a move. Basically, the Oracle was tanking for the Phoenix. And this is a shaky game for herO. It's very shaky. MaxPax looking solid. He's up on bases, up on economy. He has map control. He has air control, more importantly. herO is hurting. The Oracle gets in. No shield battery. Yeah, no shield battery in the main base either. herO, he's falling apart. Ay. He will finally get the Oracle, but the damage has been done. MaxPax moving in. herO, he does have a Phoenix lead, but herO, he should not be able to save the natural. He shouldn't be able to survive this. As MaxPax is coming in for the kill. Takes down the Phoenixes. Yep, does so step in. MaxPax, he has done it. He has broken herO again. Just a really shaky game from the beginning. Just being stuck on one base how much longer. Failing to do damage with so many Adepts. He invests into, like, I want to say 6 to 8 Adepts. And MaxPax is here to make a series out of this. Make a series out of it. GG gets called, and MaxPax, he ties us up. We are going to game 3. GG. We're going to game 3 here again. MaxPax had a very strong lead early on, with a faster expansion, with a better economy. Likewise, he was able to catch out the first Phoenix of herO as well. Again, just a really, really brutal start. We spoke about the losses of hero's adepts. herO, he threw away so many adepts early on as well, so it just wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth delaying his own base in favor of a 3-gate opener. Remember, it was 3 gateways before the Nexus as well. herO, he tried to be aggressive, tried to be in his face, but did fall in his face instead. GG. GG, well played. And with that, we're now getting into game 3, and we'll see who takes the lead in this series. Will it go the way of MaxPax or herO? Bearing in mind this is the best of 5, so we still have plenty more games ahead of us, at least 2 more, but I'm hoping that we can go all the way to game 5. We'll see. We'll see. As first, we're going to be loading into Tokamak, one of the larger maps in the map pool. Because it's so large, very common to proxy on this map as well, but we'll see if anyone is tempted to proxy. As spawning in the top right hand corner of Tokamak, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Storm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Twisted Minds. It is herO. Hi. And again, so far we've had a back and forth here, and we'll see if MaxPax once again opens up 2 gates. Again, it's been impressive to see MaxPax adjust and actually go for different openers and different builds and different styles. It took 5 years, but Pappy, he's learning how to PvP again. It's crazy. We'll see if we can keep going. Este MaxPax. As the both players coming in with their probe scouts. Moving in. Double gas openers here from both players as well. There's the second gateway. Once again, 2 gate openers all around. Let's go. God. Never been so excited to see a second gateway from a player. It's crazy. In PvP. Out of this world. So far, mirrored openers, mirrored builds. If you remember last game, herO, he opened up a double adept, and he just doubled down on adept aggression. It just wasn't worth it. Just wasn't worth it in the end. He threw away so many adepts. He did not achieve anywhere near as much damage as he needed to. And again, that was kind of the beginning of him falling further and further behind in the last game. Will he open up double adept again? Will MaxPax take that role instead? As we are waiting for the Cybercore. Cybercore is done. What do you have for us? What do you got? Yeah, let's go. Once again, double adept. So double adept opener out of herO. Meanwhile, MaxPax going adept stalker. I'm getting deja vu. This is just like game 2. Just like game 2. So herO is going to be the aggressor, and herO, there's going to be a lot of pressure on him to get damage done. Depending on if he makes more adepts after this. True. Like, remember, herO, he did make a 3rd and 4th adept, and then he got a 3rd gateway, and then he got more. He committed pretty hard. Meanwhile, herO, okay, so double adept into sentry expand. He does not make another unit, doesn't make a 4th unit. He skips a 4th unit in favor of a faster Nexus. Meanwhile, MaxPax going for instead a faster tech structure, Stargate. So Stargate opener out of MaxPax, followed by the expansion. With this, MaxPax should be opening up Oracle. herO, he has his own later Stargate, but if he can scout what's going on, he can make a Phoenix instead. He can react with a Phoenix and shut down the Oracle. As MaxPax, he slips into the main base. herO, he did not pylon block. Ooh, nice force field, but he'll still lose 2 probes. 2 probes still go down. herO, he doesn't get in. He doesn't know, not yet. He doesn't know, baby, he doesn't know. He may just blindly open up Phoenix instead, just because MaxPax, he enjoys his oracles. All do know that. Here comes that hallucination. herO going into the main. There we go. Does scout the Oracle. And here he's already investing into his own Oracle himself. Again, if herO was able to scout this earlier, he could have opened up Phoenix instead to just shut it down and hard counter. But we have more oracles on the way. And we'll see if herO can keep up. Oracles are moving out. Phoenix is on the way. MaxPax pokes in. Phoenix will catch out the first Oracle. The second one does hit the main. But no shield battery. Oh, he's on A move. Yeah, he is on A move. A bit of miscontrol there from MaxPax. At the same time, herO, he's across the map. That's why MaxPax was distracted. Losing 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my god, 8, almost 9 probes. 9 probes go down. herO, he backs off. At the same time, MaxPax pushing into the natural. No shield battery. Uh-oh. Yeah, there's no shield battery, no defensive setup. herO, a bit of a shaky defense here. He'll lose one of the Stalkers. He'll lose the Phoenix as well. He'll lose the Phoenix. MaxPax takes the opportunity to go back into the mineral line. Now there's no Phoenix to worry about. Gets 4 probes. Gets 4 workers. Gets into the main base. Gets up to 5. But herO moves out. herO moves out, and herO, he still has a worker lead, just because of the earlier damage that he was able to deal. So herO, he's actually in a pretty good position. The Oracle's at least helping MaxPax recover. Here's moving in. There's a recall. Does save the Oracle, just barely. Saves the Oracle. Zones herO away. MaxPax is moving out. For the most part, he has recovered economically. Blink is finishing up, but Blink much faster from MaxPax. Proxy Gateway is finishing up as well. MaxPax is committing. Setting up for a third. But still moving in. And here, he has no micro potential here. He cannot engage. The Simplicity working against him as well. Here is trying to push in. The pylon will survive. Okay. Oh no! Oh, massive stasis. Stasis goes off. MaxPax is going for the kill. He can just go for the kill. He can go for the throw. The pylon goes down. Depowers the gateway. Now going for the Stalkers, one after the other. Boys are being pulled. Oof. Yeah, losing so many Stalkers here. Setting up another stasis. The boys, they will bait. Stasis trap is about to run out. But MaxPax, you can just fight head on. You can just fight head on at this point. And we'll take the fight. So trying to reinforce. Looks like herO, he might barely hold on. Now he has Blink of his own. Yeah, very close. Very close. Very clutch. And herO, he holds. herO, he holds. He survives. But behind this, MaxPax is up on workers, and he has a third. He has a third base already on the way. MaxPax, he's done enough. He doesn't have to keep going. Just calm down. We just calm down. Back up. Mac her up. Mac her out of this. As MaxPax is still warping in. He's still not stopping. Sneaks in behind the army, goes to the pylon once again. Depowers the gateway, and hero's going for the base trade. He's going for the base trade, but it's such a late base trade for herO. He still hasn't hit the base, it's just now hitting the third. And remember, that's a third base as well. That can buy so much time. Yeah, hero's going to ignore it. He's going to ignore it. Going into the main. MaxPax is already there. Yeah, he's already in the main base. Focus down all the probes, all the boys. Okay, was it being depowered? Probes, they should not be able to escape. say that. 3 workers do get out. herO, he can afford a Nexus. He got out, papi. He got out. In a head-on fight, herO, he could take this. Like, herO, he's only down 1 Stalker and he has 2 sentries. But the sentries aren't here. Never mind. Oh no, the sentries, they get caught out. Stasis goes off. Yeah, never mind. And MaxPax is all over this. Caught out both sentries. Stasis trap on the army. Going for another stasis. Yeah, and herO just going for his final fight. His final stand. As he cannot take this army. He's going for it though. Links on forward. Down to 7 Stalkers. Down to 6. 5, 4. And then soon down to none. Down to none here. GG gets called. And MaxPax, he will take a lead in the series at 2-1. GG. Whew, GG, well played. And again, I want to say that herO, he had a stronger start. Remember, herO, he was up in the economy, he was up in workers, he was up when it came to his army as well. Like, he was in a better position. But honestly, in my mind, the moment that everything turned in favor of MaxPax was when he focused on the Phoenix. If you remember, there was a fight at the natural base, of herO, where MaxPax, in the middle of the fight, herO, he threw away the Phoenix. He used the Phoenix to lift up a Stalker, and he lost the Phoenix as a result. And it was in that moment where herO, he won the ground fight, he forced MaxPax back, and MaxPax in the middle of that, he actually moved his Oracle back around. He got into the natural, he got more economic damage, then got into the main base, and that was the moment where MaxPax took that economic lead away from herO, which should have been in herO's court. Should have been his economy, but it wasn't. With that, MaxPax, he was able to get damage done in the main base, preserve the Oracles, and gain value over time with the stasis traps, with the pulsar beams. GG. GG, well played. And MaxPax, like, he's known for his Oracle play in PvP. That's where he is probably probably the best at out of all players out there. And now we're getting into game number 4. Gonna be loading into Incorporeal. Let's go. Let's go. As MaxPax, he's 1 game away from claiming the series. Meanwhile, herO, he's 1 game away from tying things up and forcing the ace match. Oh boy. And we'll see if he can bring us to game 5. We'll see if MaxPax can claim it all here and now. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Incorporeal, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Sidestorm Gaming, leading the series 2-1, and 1 game away from claiming the series. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss player. The red Protoss representing Twisted Minds. It is herO. Phoenix couldn't get the Oracle. The Phoenix could have gotten the Oracle, but as I mentioned, herO, he chose to use the Phoenix in the main ground fight instead. So he used it to lift a Stalker, and he lost the Phoenix as a result. Instead of pulling it back, preserving it for the Oracle instead. So the Oracle popped up. But here we go. We're getting into game number 4. And so far, we've had non-stop 2 gate openers, at least from the past 2 games. Once again, we have 2 gate opener out of MaxPax. Oh, herO instead trying to go for the expansion. Did go for the second gas geyser though. So gate, cyber, potentially Stargate. We'll see if he goes for the Stargate or the Nexus. But herO, he's going for a greedier start, which means MaxPax, he can respond with an all-in. He can respond to this with an all-in. But MaxPax, he does not have confirmation. Throws down the pylon, regenerates his shields, and confirms the Cybercore. So a big scout here for MaxPax. He now knows that his opponent's being greedy. Cybercore is done, and do we respond with a robot? Double Adept. Stargate out of herO. Okay. Does open Stargate. MaxPax, he sees everything. He goes for his own Stargate instead. Uh-oh. Okay. So MaxPax, he is reacting he's not like deciding initially to go for the Stargate. He's reacting with the Stargate instead, which means there should be Phoenixes from MaxPax. From the side of herO, he sees nothing. He has no probe scout whatsoever. If herO opens Oracle, he could be shut down. So I'm a little bit concerned for herO here. I'm concerned. Do shade in. Probe's gonna be going down here. He does not block the ramp. Oh, and yeah, this is already brutal down. This is too. Oh god! Before we can even talk about the Phoenix, like this is already too much. 7 probes. Oh boy. 7 probes go down. The Oracle moves out, but remember, MaxPax. This is a reactive Stargate, so he has reactive Phoenixes, and if he can kill this Oracle, I think that may just be game. By the way, this is just a very shaky start for herO. herO, he is behind. Saber's already calling it. That's a Chinese caster, by the way. Saber, he's like, oh, it's over. Wait. Stepping out. Saber, calm down. It is looking rough for herO, but oh god. Este Saber. As we do dive in, we get on top of the Stalker. First Stalker should be going down. The Oracle's a bypass. The Phoenixes, though, they're making their way into the main. They have potential. They have potential for damage. There we go. They can one-shot probes. Nice moves here by herO. And again, he's going to throw them away. Gets 8 probe kills. Up to 9. 9 workers going down. Again, this was a risky move out of herO, but MaxPax was out of position. herO did distract. herO, he's getting back into this game. Now, on the one hand, herO, he did enough economic damage to tie things up. That is true. That is true. herO, he has 28 to 26 workers. The problem, though, is that herO, it cost him the army. It cost him the Stalkers, which he's losing that final Stalker. Yeah, he will lose it. And it cost him all the Oracles as well. Like, herO, he's lacking an army now, and here comes the counterattack. Which means, even though, sure, herO was able to tie things up, that might soon change. As MaxPax is dragging the Stalkers out of position. Phoenixes are moving in. What are we going for? Going for the Stalkers. No shield battery. Oh god. Yeah, there's no shield battery. Gets 1. Gonna get 2. He's gonna get all 3. All 3 Stalkers going down. 1 Stalker gets surrounded. And from here, MaxPax, he should just overwhelm. Should overwhelm, take down every single Stalker. Unfortunately, MaxPax, he has no ground army. It looks like he's preserving his lifts here for Stalkers instead. So he just came to the production. Yeah, there's nothing on the ground. so MaxPax, he could otherwise, like, if he was able to save that 1 Stalker, he'd be doing so much damage. So less than ideal. Yeah, MaxPax now he decides to spend his energy. That's where proxying everything, going for a proxy proxy Dark Shrine. Let's go. DT's on the way. Unfortunately, there's a Robo and there are 2 Stargates, so we have access to an Oracle for Revelation or the Observer. There's the recall back home.
Teleport successful.
MaxPax is terrified about what's going on. He's got the 1 Immortal on the ground. Let's go. Dark Shrine is almost done. MaxPax, will he scout that Dark Shrine? Will he move in that direction? Ah, he's getting an Oracle. Oof. He's getting an Oracle and an Observer. He's getting all the detection. I mean, again, when behind Dark Shrine, you know, herO, he's doing what he can. There is a chance that the Oracle and the Observer move out across the map, so there's a chance that this might still find damage. Oh my Okay. Never mind, go straight for the Archons. I mean, for those that are curious, Archons, they're too thick, they cannot be lifted. These Phoenixes, they will not do anything to the Archons. And if they stack, okay. They're too dense, too heavy. Army's warping in. herO, this can work. This can work. Phoenixes are across the map. herO, he commits to the 2-base all in. Oh god, no. He does take the stasis to the face. Never mind. No. Never mind. There was potential. There was potential, but now MaxPax, he can react. He's warping in. Warping in more Stalkers. The Phoenixes, they're quite limited in what they can achieve, but they can lift at least all the Zealots. Speaking of, Zealots lift. Again, doing what they can. The army does kite back. The Archons, though, they can break through. No, but they cannot break through the Immortals. As Phoenixes, they take a lot of hits. One Immortal's going to go down. But there's still 3 Immortals left. But there are plenty of Zealots, like here. Can they get on top of those Immortals? Boys are being pulled. Desperation defense here by MaxPax. Losing another Archon. More Zealots are trickling in. Here, he's gaining ground. Shout out to these Archons. The Immortals can do well against them, but they need it. They need to be able to get on top of them. It's not happening. Yeah, the Zealots. The Zealots are popping up. herO, he's doing it. Takes down the Arc. Takes down the Immortal. There's 1 Immortal remaining. Down to 2. Another force field. Locks down the Immortal. Gets another. Again, the Phoenixes, they do nothing. The 4 Archons. He's crazy. He's crazy, man. But is he running out of steam? As finally 1 Archon goes down. And these Archons are so low on shields. MaxPax, he holds, barely holds on. herO doing a surprising amount there. How many Phoenixes did he kill? 8. 8 Phoenixes went down in that defense. The power of the Archon. Again, just a really creative way to try to punish MaxPax. Really creative. That's what I appreciate out of what just happened. Like an unusual response in a certain game state. I mean, almost worked. You don't often see proxy Dark Shrine into 2-base all-in with Archon charge lots. To kill a player going Phoenix Immortal. It almost worked out. Now the question becomes, has herO done enough damage that we can just macro out of this? I mean, before we get ahead of ourselves, I'm a little bit concerned. So herO is going to be expanding. It looks like he wants to take a 3rd. The problem here is that we have a Dark Shrine from MaxPax. MaxPax, he's known for his DTs in this matchup as well, not just his Oracles, but the Dark Templar as well. And currently there's no detection. Now there is a Stargate, so herO, he can reactively make an Oracle, but it's still not the most ideal. He has no Robo, he has no Observer. herO moving in with the Scouts. The Scout is denied. Likewise, MaxPax, he doesn't get eyes on the proxy. But here comes the Dark Templar. And yes, you can chrono out an Oracle, but if we can get 1 DT in each mineral line before we realize what's going on, I mean, this will deal critical damage before any detection. Here's distracted. Yep, here come the DTs. 1 towards the natural, the other into the main. 0 detection. Now we start the Robo. Oh boy. And they're waddling in. Yeah, DTs, they're one-shooting probes. The Oracle has begun, and we spoke about this. The Oracle is going to take too long. It's going to take far too long. By the time it pops out, already 12 probe kills. And here, it's all or nothing. It's all or nothing. Here, he moves out across the map. He has no economy. He chose not to expand. Here, he did not get a 3rd. Oh, and here, he cannot all in. Like, he cannot push into this kind of army. The proxy is found. Nice control by MaxPax. He was like, yo, the Archons are pretty good. Let me get my own. Let me get my own Archons back. And there will not be an ace match. There will not be an ace match here. I mean, again, it was just a really shaky early game out of herO. He lost so much to the Adepts, if you remember. It was the two Adepts that were the MVPs of this game. They crippled herO, and they gave MaxPax a massive lead. To be fair, and again, a big shout to herO for his 2-base all-in with the first Archon push. Like, it was really impressive, and he achieved a lot of damage with it. Against a lesser player, he might have just won the game. It was impressive how much damage he dealt, but it just barely wasn't enough. And GG gets called. MaxPax, who will claim the series 3-1, as there was no answer to the Dark Templar, and again, herO, the all-in failed. MaxPax, who will claim the series, and he is this week's WardiTV Monday champion. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations, MaxPax. He will claim the series. And again, I do really appreciate that MaxPax, he has been broadening his horizons, and he has been adjusting his PvP. His PvP has been very one note for many years. It's been working for him, so he hasn't needed to change it in a long time. But now, coming into the new meta, coming into the new patch this year, he has been struggling in PvP. So now we do see MaxPax adapting. Now we do see him adapting, thriving, spreading his wings, and approaching these PvP matchups in a different way, a very different way. Really cool to see. GG, well played. With that, MaxPax, who will claim the series, and he is our champion. And with that, I believe there is another tournament that is about to begin. It's about to begin. It's right around the corner here. WardiTV Monday number 47 part 2 begins in how long? In 44 minutes time. 44 minutes time. There is going to be another weekly. Technically, I could stay up and I could cast it as well. I could stay up and I could cover it, but at the same time, I'm a little bit fatigued after Euthermal's 2-2 circuit. After working on that event over the weekend, would be nice to get some rest and to rest up and to recover and to get ready for, you know, the rest of the week. We have a lot of content ahead of us, a lot of StarCraft, so let us switch our scenes over and catch up on our schedule, catch up on our bracket. Here we go. Here it is. Here it is. You can see our weekly schedule here. Tomorrow, we're going to be live in the morning at 9 AM KST. That is going to be 10 AM AST. That is in 10 hours. In just under 10 hours time, we're going to be live with Code for Giants Cup, the LATAM edition #1. That's going to be a spicy tournament full of Latin American players. We have the RSL European qualifier tomorrow night at 2 AM KST. We have the Pegasus Cup right after that. How am I going to cover all of that? I don't know. We'll do our best. We have the Pongcast on Thursday. We have Sunny Lake Cup on Friday. We have Little League Cup on Friday as well. We have the Platinum Esports monthly tournament. We have Sparkling Tunic Cup and the StarCraft Evolution League as well. Plenty of content, and there's even more that we could cast as well. For example, WardiTV. He's hosting another tournament in 45 minutes, which we do have permission to cast. But again, I feel like if I casted that, I probably wouldn't be able to cast Code for Giants Cup. So, unlike this tournament, Code for Giants Cup, we are the only English casters. So, I do prioritize that event a little bit more. And again, it would be nice to get some proper sleep, get some proper rest. It's been a very intense week here when it comes to not just StarCraft, but also things happening IRL as well. So I just haven't had time to myself. So gonna probably try to get some sleep early. Get some 8 hours. That'd be crazy. Wake up to cast and get back into the swing of things. I also haven't been able to stream recently either. For the past couple of weeks, I have not been able to stream. For those that are curious, I just recently got some new pet bunnies. Less than a week ago. It's been a couple of days. And it has been a handful. And yeah, I just haven't had the time to stream, unfortunately, because of that. Your bunny cam? One day? Maybe, but maybe one day. So it would be quite expensive to maybe we can have a donation goal on my stream for something like that, for something like some portable webcams. Meanwhile, big shout out to Bond Gameplay in the chat. Papi, gracias, papi, gracias. Thank you so much. Gracias. Bienvenidos todos. Bienvenidos, pero ya terminamos, papi. Ya hemos terminado. Estamos casteando WardiTV Monday number 47. Congratulations to MaxPax. He is el campeón, papi, el campeón del torneo. Pero gracias para el raid. Ojalá que todo te ve bien. Ojalá Pero gracias, gracias, papi, gracias. Este Bond. Oh. Gigi. Descansa, sí, sí. Qué bien hablas español. Sí, soy de... sí, soy. Mis padres son de Perú. Mis padres son de Perú. Entonces soy medio peruano. Medio peruano. Medio. But thank you, thank you. Este Bond. Shout out to Bond, by the way. Bond, he is a Spanish caster. Spanish caster, Spanish content creator. Shout out at Bond. Soy peruano, papi. Machu Picchu. I have been to Machu Picchu. True, true. Have been there. Can confirm. Well, that's gonna get a full 8 minutes of sleep. It's gonna be crazy. Gonna be crazy. I think we've been more than happy with the output of content. Thank you, thank you. Un abrazo. Un abrazo también, papi. Un abrazo también. But with that, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. We do appreciate it, and we are going to be wrapping up. We're going to be wrapping up here for the day, wrapping up for the broadcast. Again, there's going to be another Wardy event in 45 minutes. En 45 minutos van a estar otro evento the Wardy, but I'm gonna go and pass out. I'm gonna get some sleep, gonna go get some food, gonna go pass out, and we're gonna be back in 9.5 hours. 9.5 hours time with the Code for Giants Cup. We'll be back. We will be back in 9.5 hours. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Thank you for the support. A little bit awkward, but we're gonna be giving another streamer a raid. I think Steadfast is gonna stay live. If not, we can just raid Wardy. True, true. We just give Wardy a raid, just because he's probably just gonna go from one tournament straight into the other. We'll give him some love. Give him some love. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Till then, ciao, baby, ciao. See you next time. Hasta luego.